Hello, everyone. This is Casey here with the comic shop, and with me is the shop owner, Evan. Evan, go ahead and say hi to all these fine folks.
Hi to all the fine folks.
We're going to take a stab at playing a little D&D here on Roll20 tonight, mostly for our entertainment, but if you got nothing else to do, feel free to follow along. We're going to be playing the classic introductory adventure to 5th edition, Lost Mine of Phandelver. Here with me, I'm going to introduce our players. First, we have Tyler. Tyler, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your character.
Hello, I'm Tyler. I'm playing Paynar Pricklethorn. I'm a druid who is trying to amass a book on the herbs and poultices of this region.
Very good. After Tyler and Paynar, we have Evan, owner of the comic shop and half-orc extraordinaire. Evan, tell us a little about yourself.
Tonight I am Morose Moisthuve, half-orc extraordinaire, as Casey said. I've kind of been wandering the earth for the past few years, just kind of taking jobs for hire, as my village that I came from was destroyed, and I was the only survivor. And I'm looking to kind of scrape up some cash and eventually move back and start over.
Very good. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Noah. Noah's going to be playing. Now, tell me if I'm saying this right. Thanael.
It's Thaniel Airden.
Thaniel, like Nathaniel.
I'm a paladin, and I'm a follower of the god Torm. I was traveling with my high priest one day when we were attacked. I survived, but the attackers killed him, and he told me ever since to follow my training, and I have always tried to follow in his footsteps.
Very good. Okay. After that, we have Dave. Dave, tell us a little about your character, please.
I'm Dave. My character is She-Han-Yudo. He's a copper elf. He's a wanderer from the devastation of Ormanther. He's seeking enlightenment and experience so that he can go back to his homeland and try to avenge the travesty that happened there.
Beautiful. And Dave, if you could do me a favor and pronounce that character one more time for me.
She-Han-Yudo.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. And then finally, we have Alex, who will be playing Mr. Barnabas Grift. Alex, tell us a little bit about Mr. Grift.
Oh, Barney's a lovely guild artisan locksmith. A little down in his luck these days. Looking for work where he can, but, never beyond the next grift. They always say that a locksmith is the first person that'll probably rob you.
Perfect, which probably won't come up. All right. So, our story begins in the city of Neverwinter. You have all found yourselves in the city for one reason or another, be it looking for work, being a refugee, or maybe being a a locksmith of ill repute. Whatever reason you have for being in the city, you five have come together to form something of an adventuring company. And luckily, you were approached by a dwarven man named Gundren Rockseeker. Gundren is a merchant of some renown. Those who've worked with him say that he's honest and trustworthy, and that he pays often more than he should for the work that he asks of those in his employ. When he approached you, he offered a contract for the five of you to escort a wagon laden with supplies to the town of Phandelver, which is approximately a week's ride south of the city of Neverwinter. For this seemingly easy task, he has offered you the handsome sum of 10 gold a person, that being enough to live off of for probably a month or two entirely on its own. He has entrusted you with the wagon and the oxen that are going to pull it, and he has hired a personal bodyguard, a man by the name of Sildar Hallwinter, who will be escorting him personally to the south, so he can ride ahead and make arrangements for the delivery. Questions, comments, concerns?
What are
No,
the names again?
pretty straightforward.
Okay. The man who's employed you is
Gundren Rockseeker.
Gundren Rocksinker, and his bodyguard is Sildar Hallwinter.
Do any of us have previous experience with this guy?
I don't know.
We're
Do
just this is our first time.
you tell me?
Oh, I've seen him in passing. Being a part of the Artisans Guild. He's generally selling the wares, whereas I'm toiling away trying to make things that people don't want to buy in this town.
Perfect. Yes, anybody, before you took the job, you're seasoned. You know enough to ask around, and anyone that you've asked says that he is a merchant of. He has a good reputation. Anybody who works with him says that he's honest. He always pays his dues, and he's on the up and up.
Well, I like the fact that he pays more than he probably should for this type of thing.
Yeah.
That's intriguing to me.
All right.
Maybe there's a reason behind that. You may never know.
On the morning that you're set to head out, Paynar, why don't you tell us what you do in the morning as you get up, get ready to set out from the city?
Well, every morning I seem to meditate. This is kind of all I've gotten so far. I meditate and I check my herbs to see what ones I'm short on, what ones I've used the other days, what ones may have wilted, or if I need to collect any more of them. I usually clean my motor.
Okay.
See what kind of potions I can brew.
Beautiful. And as you pack all your herbs and your mortar and pestle away, you sling your pack over and you head to the agreed upon meeting spot, where you will be put in charge of a wagon and its 2 oxen. Alex, why don't you tell us what Barney does in the morning before he gets ready to leave?
Well, I tend to start the day at the smithing stall where my master has been trying to teach me the finer arts of masterwork locksmithing and some such, and ways that you can, open up certain types of locks that are perhaps a little more difficult. Pretty much the general apprentice type training, and you go about your morning gathering your materials, setting out the day's work. But knowing that the guild hall has mentioned that there is this escort, knowing that sales have been down, I'm preparing my bags, getting ready to head out to the meeting location.
Perfect. Morose. You wake up in the city of Neverwinter. What would you like to do before you get ready to leave?
I'm pretty well prepared. Normally, before I lay down for the night, I've got the next day already strategized as to what I'm going to do. I do a little smithing work on the side as well, more blacksmithing than locksmithing. So I use that to kind of pay the bills, so to speak, and just kind of looking for what that next opportunity might be to make a couple bucks. And this sounds like a good opportunity.
Perfect. Dave, why don't you tell us what Shian Kudo does the morning before he's set to head out? Any special preparations that are made? Or?
Just make sure that my gear is ready for a scouting mission.
Mhm.
I would make sure all my arrows are there, my bow is in good working order, all my weapons are sharpened, ready to go, that I have any other supplies that I might need, which would be in my equipment list. I would just be doing basically an inventory and making sure that I have everything that I need.
All right, and then finally, the camera's going to pan over to show
Man, what do you-
Thaniel as he gets ready. No, why don't you tell us a little bit about what Thaniel looks like in the morning as he's getting ready
Yeah.
for an overland journey?
Okay, so I usually get up early. I roll out of bed, I get into my vestment stuff, and I pray early and think of my old priest friend. After this, I get ready, I pack up, and after praying, I feel much better. So I'm ready for this adventure.
Cool. As you all arrive at the agreed upon meeting place, you can see that the last of the supplies are being loaded onto the back by porters. They heft large barrels and crates, setting them gently in the back. As they finish, they cover the entire wagon with a canvas, and the front two oxen are being lashed to the yoke. There's a momentary pause as you all arrive and you wait for the preparations to be finished before finally the stable master comes over. He's a short dwarvish man. His beard is going gray finally from age, and he's well worn and weathered. As he walks up, he holds the reins in his hand. He takes a step towards you and looks at the five of you gathered. He says, "So, which one of yous driving?"
I back away. I don't like.
"Oh, come on. They're about as gentle as they come."
Oh, there's no fear in my heart. I'll take the reins on this particular ride.
Oh,
I
right.
choose to walk beside the animals.
He hands the reins over to you as you climb into the seat. Now tell me, does Barney have any experience driving a team of animals?
A team of animals, no, but he has been known to need to, drive a mule with a cart now and then to bring wares to the market.
Okay.
If you're asking me if I have animal handling, no, I do not.
I'm not. I'm not. Okay, so as Barney sets in, you can see that there's space for another person to ride at the front of the cart. One or two of you could probably ride in the back. Uh, uh, so what's the marching order here look like? What are you guys going to do as you settle into the cart?
I prefer to sit in the front of the cart. I kind of want to
Okay.
see what's going on.
Barney, you look over as Morose slides his bag onto the seat and then huffs himself up onto the wagon, sitting. I assume now, how large is Morose? He's a fairly big guy, probably.
Let's say 6.5 feet.
Oh, so you're like 2 full heads above me.
Right. So, looking much like the Odd Couple, the two of you settle into the front of this wagon, and for those who are looking at it directly from the front or back, it looks as though it might tip over, just due to the weight distribution a little bit. Um, uh, Dave, what does Shankudo do as he preps? Is he gonna ride on the cart, scout ahead?
No, he would be scouting ahead. As you pointed out earlier, being fleet of foot, he would be, jogging along in the front. He'd be an outrider.
Very cool. Okay. Does anybody have any last minute preparations they need to make before we head out of the city?
I ain't got nothing.
Well, I've got food and water and a bedroll, so the worst of it's taken care of, I guess.
Yeah, and again, I feel like I'm always pretty well prepared. I'm good to go.
I think that's that. I think we are indeed prepared. Uh, Good morning, fellow wagon friends.
Yeah, wagon friends.
Good morning, Barney.
Yeah, I know. I see you around, Rose.
How's the grifting business?
Well, we're never quite beyond the next grift, so trying to spread the family name. How about that?
I can almost appreciate that.
As you guys get settled in, the dwarven stable master comes over. He says, "Right, well, Master Gundren took off this morning. He told me to instruct you to bring this cart directly to Barthen's Provisions down in Phandelver. Do you know how to get there, any of yous?"
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely not. Unfortunately, I haven't been here for very long. Maybe a few months. Sort of learning the area still.
Very good.
I kind of feel the same way. I've kind of been drifting for a little while, but I'm not familiar with that area.
I've
Well,
been
you're good.
wandering around lately, so I think I know where we're supposed to be going to.
Perfect. The druid who thinks we know where we're supposed to go. Thank you,
Stars.
Hagar. This will be a. Hopefully, you can talk to a wise squirrel.
Uh,
No, no.
the stable master chuckles to himself as he says, "Well, he hired you, so you must know something." He says, "Follow down the high road, and after a few days' journey, you should come to a turn onto the onto the Tribord Trail. After that, you follow it a wee bit, and you take your final right. Phandelin's about a day to the south. Just before you hit the Sworded Mountains. If you hit the Sworded Mountains, you've gone too far. You hear me?"
So we're taking
Sword Mountains.
the
Yes.
final right before the Sword Mountains.
Right.
oh, okay.
Was it a left or a right at the Tribor?
Oh, well, he pulls out a map out of his pocket and starts to look at it and study it closely. He says, "Right, so," and he turns the map upside down and looks at it, measures it up with his thumb. He says, "Looks like a left and then a right." Right, yep. Folds
In
the
Dwarven,
map up.
I say thank you, sir.
Yep. He folds the map up and tucks it in his pocket, taps it, says, "You should really get yourself one of these." All right, well, have a good day.
Hey,
Wait a minute.
what if I offered you some money for your map?
Well, that
Oh,
sounds like
that's a
some
good
sort
idea.
of trade.
Well, we just so happen to be a motley bunch of sort of traders. What's
Well,
the
this map.
going rate for a map of such beautiful quality in this area?
He looks at it. He looks back at you. He looks at it. He looks back at you. Do any of you seem particularly well dressed? Do you give off an air of opulence, or do you look
Yeah,
wealthy?
I have like
I am
travelers
not wealthy. I have like vestments on.
leather armor.
Right.
I just look
Yeah,
like
just
a
traveler's clothes.
Put in my common clothes
Alright.
before we set out.
All right. So he looks back at you. He makes an assessment. He says, "Well, for something like this, it'd be pretty helpful. I'd say I probably could let it go for about. Let's see. There's 5 of you. Why don't we do 10 gold pieces altogether? It's got this nice little map.
Ooh, 10 gold, huh?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
Huh.
I mean, beggars can't be choosers, but I feel like
That's
That's
kind
a
of.
that's a
that's a good
hearty
saying.
price.
That's a good saying you have there. I'll have to remember to use that. Beggars can't be choosers. Perfect.
Yeah,
Yep. We're gonna set at 10 gold then.
Oh.
uh,
How about I got about got 2 holy symbols. That's about like 5 gold.
Oh, you're gonna hand me your holy symbol here.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's very good. Made of.
Barney audibly chuckles from the front.
well, I don't follow that that weird. So you follow Torm. What exactly does your holy symbol look like?
I believe it's something about a white gauntlet.
So hanging from a chain are 2 white gauntlets. They're painted. They're painted emblazoned with some gold inlay. He looks at them. He looks back at the map. He looks at those. He looks back at the map. All right, I'll make the trade. 2 of those holy symbols for this here map.
You got a deal.
All right. So go ahead and strike those off your character sheet.
Got it.
Well, thanks for making the deal, Thaniel. That makes the days ahead quite a bit easier.
All right. You guys are gifted with a map. Ooh, as you look at the map, you can see that it contains the information on your screen. If I did that right.
Yep, there we go.
Perfect.
I see it.
Scroll down a smidge.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. It's filled in with literally only the places that you would need to save to get there.
Oh.
That's what they say.
Those are my
all
holy
right.
symbols.
After the
Are there
deals-
is there any symbolic or with those symbols that you gave away, is there any benefit to you? Like, did they have any power that they gave you or anything like that?
I do
Or
not
they just...
think so. No, they were just holy symbols. So those are my only holy symbols.
make me a religion
Yeah.
check.
That's
Break a
religion.
religion check.
Yeah, I did it.
Ooh.
Bear with me here 1 second. I've got to flip through a lot of tabs to see. Okay, yeah, no, those are totally useless. Just they hand them out at the.
Hey, let me take a look at those. What are you trying about?
He just traded away the holy symbols of his god. It probably has no repercussion. It won't come up later.
All right.
I got the book. I still got the book.
After he's made the trade, he pockets the 2 holy symbols, looks up at the 5 of you, says, "Well, you better get going."
And you have a mighty fine day. Enjoy those holy symbols.
Oh, I will. For sure.
I start having like repercussions. Like, oh, why should I really sold these?
Don't worry. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it's only a
I
god.
say, Mister, would you
Oh,
take?
can't hear you. Now you're right.
No, come back. Darn
Yeah.
as you have your second thoughts, Barney slaps the reins on the back of the oxen and they take off, barreling through the streets of Neverwinter, out the southern gate, and you are on the high road.
It's okay. You can like make one out of sticks, right, Painter?
Oh dear.
Absolutely. Sticks are my forte.
Yeah. Yeah, you're cool with that, Daniel, right? Like a holy symbol to your god made out of like sticks. Like that's cool.
I got
with paladin
books.
gods. Right?
As long as you praise them,
No.
they she'll like it.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
it's the effort that counts.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Exactly.
You betrayed
Alright.
your god, but it got us moving. So there's...
Yeah.
All right.
I still have a book. That's all I can say. I have my holy book.
Hold on
As
to
you-
that.
As you travel down the high road, you come across several small settlements, nameless places, small villages, thorps, and hamlets that dot the countryside and have cropped up along the road. There are markets and vendors, people moving to and fro, and it's a pretty busy little area. You can see farmland to both sides of you, and where the road comes closer to the seacoast, you can actually hear the sounds of the ocean and smell the salt on the breeze. The first day passes with relatively little happening. Let's see here.
Do I come across anybody that has a Tworm symbol?
As every time the cart stops, you frantically ask around, and let's see here. Let's see what we got. You find no one. Oh, sorry, I no idea what you're talking about. I'm a lowly farmer. I have dirt for sale. You want some dirt?
No.
But unfortunately, nobody really is peddling in holy relics of a faith that you follow. Um,
Oh boy.
Maybe that's a good sign.
No, it's not.
Maybe if you draw in the dirt, that'll help.
Oh boy.
The next 2 days pass much as did the first. You travel along the high road, moving further and further south away from Neverwinter. The further you get from the city, the fewer and fewer of these little settlements you see, until eventually you're walking through what is mostly open grass fields, rolling hills with sparsely forested areas. Um, uh, at the zenith of the fourth day, just as the sun hits the high noon spot in the sky, you see a road come into view uh, that veers to the left.
Okay, just so we are on the same page, we traveled for 4 days already, including the first day.
It has been 4 days.
Okay, so we should burn 3 rations at the very least. Then?
Yes, please do. So you guys are going to burn
Wait,
through.
I have 3 holy symbols. I'm okay.
Oh, the third holy symbol.
On the fourth day, as Thaniel opens his trail ration to eat lunch, there, next to his bread, right where he left it, he finds a holy symbol. Thaniel, you don't know if you put that there or if perhaps this is some sort of divine intervention, but you feel the warmth and glow and safety of Thorm as you pick up the holy symbol.
Whew. That was close.
Imagine that. Wow. That god of yours is something else.
Yeah.
What?
We'll trade that for the next map.
The
No.
road we come across, if we were to kind of grab our map
Mhm.
and make sense of it, you said it turns to the left but also continues onwards.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
on the Tribord Trail.
So, if we're to believe our mighty friend who gave us this map with hopefully some amount of accuracy, we need to be taking a left here onto the Tribord Trail. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you got the reins.
Yeah. So we
There's no other
died-
trail to turn on the left for a long ways. Anyway.
What?
That's the only left we could take.
Yeah.
In fact, it's the only other road that we can take.
I mean, we don't want to keep going on the high road unless we want to
Road.
just go off the rails and go to the Sword Mountain.
So road is a generous term when we're talking about
Yes.
this trail.
Path.
Wagon trail.
Path.
Trail being the best
Yeah.
word that I can find.
So, I'm sure that we have some provisions for our animals, as we've been given a cart with animals, but how are you feeling on maybe scaring some extra stuff up while we're taking a little lunch break?
Scaring some stuff up for the animals, or scaring some stuff up for ourselves, or both?
I mean, column A, column B.
Sounds like a man's looking for a good grift.
Sometimes you got to take the opportunity when it comes up.
Shay.
Oh, if I can get a couple bucks out of it, I might join you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dave,
You
you
got-
there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I don't know. Alex was Barney was talking to Shan Kudo. I didn't know if you'd heard that.
Well, to be honest with you, there's something else going on here that I needed to address, but
Okay. No, that's fine. If you need to step away, that's fine. I can fade you into the background.
That
yeah,
I do.
I mean, all I'm going to be doing is scouting ahead until something happens.
Okay. You go to ask. You go to
I'm
ask
going to camp when
Shiankudo.
need be, but he's pretty standoffish at this point. I mean, that's just his personality right now.
Barney, as you go to ask this of Shiankudo, you notice that he's nowhere to be found. And in the same fashion that he has been doing for the last 4 days, he's probably about a half mile ahead of you on the trail.
Maybe not right now.
Fair enough. Well, I suppose after our little lunch break, I'm good to go to continue traveling. I don't know about the rest of my cohorts if they want to
I just want to keep
fiddle
going.
about with their myriad of powers that we have yet to see.
Yeah.
Seems
We're
somewhat
on
forward
this
into
trail.
a
If you come
journey of just
across any berries that I
casually.
can see nearby, I'm gonna go pick them.
Okay, if you want to go hunting for any particular thing, you're going to have to delay the party a little bit as you make your way off the trail.
I don't want to hunt for anything, but if we see any like berries that might come of use, like within reach, within a reasonable
Yeah.
distance, I'm gonna
Maybe
go.
Within like 50 feet.
maybe if they're good, like maybe if
Well,
there's some good
I'll
berries,
catch you.
I'll keep an eye out for some good berries.
All right. As you have, let me see what we got here. All right. As you turn onto the trail, maybe an hour or so has passed by. The going on this road is significantly slower than it was on the high road, as it's far less traveled.
Yeah. What is this Hallwinter dude kind of doing? Like the bodyguard? Is he doing anything like suspicious or anything?
You don't know because he has not been with you for 4 days.
So
That's
He
nice.
rode
Like, with us.
ahead with
Oh,
Gundren.
okay.
Nope. They left. They left the day before you guys did.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Gundren Rockseeker had told you folks that he's going to ride ahead to make the necessary accommodations in
Oh, I remember
Phandelver.
now. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And he's bringing a bodyguard. Don't worry about him; he'll be just fine. Okay.
Not worried about him. I'm worried about my money.
Oh, you shouldn't worry about your money.
What a
Gundren's a good
paladin.
man.
Look at old Barney Grift
His
around.
ghost will pay us. Oh dear. It's like my family's loud.
I don't have any other business to attend to. I tried to find our ranger cohort who has just been doing his due.
Right.
There's no drifts to be had. There's no other travelers near us. Camping out by the side of the road in the middle of this random area. So
Hey, Noah, is there pizza in your house by chance?
There is not, sadly.
I heard
wish.
if you have pizza on a bagel, you can eat it any time.
This can confirm.
Okay.
Okay. Just no.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
All right, you guys. So as the wagon makes its way down the trail, you come across a peculiar sight ahead of you.
Oh boy. So
So
how far are we on the Tribor Trail?
you guys have been traveling down that for maybe half a day.
Okay.
And let's see here. Before there's a peculiar thing in front of you, why don't you guys break and make camp for the night? And Paynar, I'm sorry. Barney, you said that you've seen the dwarf in passing before. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that time?
Sorry, say again.
You said that you've seen Gundren Rockseeker in passing. You know him as a
Oh,
reputable
in
gentleman.
past? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's tough to see from the stall sometimes, but he's obviously a stout man, as most dwarves are. But he has a mighty beard, deep red color, several braids off to the side, appeared maybe some gold rings holding the braids in place.
Mm.
Often seen wearing a jaunty chapeau.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a fancy hat.
Okay.
I don't know if that was Morose or Evan talking, but either way, spot on.
He's
Yes.
seen amongst the stalls of the higher up merchants. He tends not to deal in the common wares, so we don't interact all that often.
Perfect.
Now, have we
so-
seen any since we've turned onto the Tribor Trail? Have we seen any signs that we're following Gundren, or is it just kind of rocky road that you can't really tell what's going on?
Yeah.
Dave, are you in earshot, or should I
Yeah,
make?
no, I'm here. I can hear you.
Can you make me a survival check real quick to just make sure that you're tracking those? To see if you're picking up any tracks.
Okay, I can do that. You're gonna have to walk me through how I do that, though.
So you're gonna click on your character sheet,
And you just click on survival.
Yep.
and you just click on the word survival. It should roll it based on the stats you've put in.
Yeah, I just noticed that I turned my sensitivity the wrong for the
On
thing.
survival.
So it's been picking up, but it's better.
Hey, it sounds like a roll was made. Okay. So you come up with a 16, right?
Where
So-
the heck does I can't even see it. Where's the roll from? Oh,
It sends it to me.
Chat log.
okay.
Um,
Do I see it too?
Yes, it's in chat.
Yeah.
16 survival.
as you guys are bedding down for the afternoon,
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, yep, I got it now.
as you guys are bedding down, you see that it looks like there was a campfire here not a day before. There is clearly evidence of two humanoids walking around with with horses having been tied off to a tree nearby. So you're actually camping in the same spot as them. They're about a day ahead of you if you had to take a guess.
Mm-hmm.
So we're making good time then. Nice.
Yeah.
Are we? You said we're approaching midday when we find their tracks.
Yep. As you guys set down to lunch, you're led by Shankudo to what was probably their overnight campsite. Shay, you can find evidence of them pitching a single tent and having a campfire. So yeah, cool.
Perfect.
Cool.
All right. Tyler, if you want to have Paynar make me a survival check to see if you can find those berries, you're going to make that a disadvantage unless you want to really dedicate some time. But if it's just a cursory look, I'll let it go. Looking at.
I'm looking at a 6. I'm just gonna gander about.
You find many different types of berries. However, nothing that will actually work with your magic, unfortunately.
Not even with my trusty poisoner's kit.
Even with your trusty poisoner's kit.
I ain't sitting next to you, Blake.
Okay. As you guys continue on after lunch, it's about 2 hours before Shay, you at the front of the party, are going to make me a perception check. Dave, are you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
You're going to make me a perception check.
Perception. Gotcha.
Oh boy.
Baby.
Oh, very good.
I'm pretty sure the first one he did was a 21.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that with disadvantage or advantage?
It's a straight roll, so you just take the first option out of what you've rolled. So you got a 20, so
Okay.
25, but yeah. Okay. As you ride down the trail, everyone, and bear with me here 1 second, we're gonna do a technical talk real quick. Can everybody see this?
Not yet.
Oh,
there-
wait.
Something's loading.
Oh, we
Something's
have.
Straight up magical.
Okay.
Beautiful.
What an experience.
Is everybody looking at a map or a black screen?
I see a bunch of dead horses.
I see.
Yep.
I see a few dead horses.
I'm
Yep.
needing to rescale, but yes.
Okay. Shay, as you are scouting ahead of the party, you see this scene. There are 2 horses riddled with arrows right before a fallen tree that blocks the path ahead. As you examine the scene at a distance, you also hear the bushes rustling on either side of the road and the sound of footprints, or the sound of footfalls scurrying about. You see a flash of green skin moving through the bushes before it quickly disappears.
Lizard folk, I bet.
What would you like to do? The
I'll
party
still
is
be here.
probably, I would say, about a quarter mile back. You scout pretty far ahead. Dave,
Yep.
did you hear all
Say
that?
again. Sorry. Say that again, please.
What do you want to do?
You see horses riddled with arrows, a tree blocking the path, and you hear things moving in the bushes on either side of the trail ahead.
Okay. I'm immediately going to look for a place to hide
Okay.
and continue to observe. How far away is the rest of the party?
How far ahead do you scout? I would assume probably about a couple 100 feet at least.
I would say minimum of that. I'd probably
Like
put
an
it
eighth of a
more
mile?
at about I would say, just to be on the safe side, about an eighth of a mile.
Okay.
So what's that, about 250 yards roughly?
Yeah, something like that. Okay. You.
Call it 600 feet.
Why don't you go ahead and make me a stealth check as well?
So here's a better question. I know that we're getting into
Ooh.
this part.
Is
How?
this forest, Casey?
It is forest environment.
Okay, that's my environment.
Okay.
So 600 feet's awful far anyway. Not to say one thing or the other, but that's going to kind of make Morose or I have to like figure out whether or not we can even see him. Obviously, the figure off in the distance will not be in the distance, but
Right. I mean, I would assume that you're just following the wake, and he reports back periodically, right?
That's my take on it. That I would be going ahead as long as there's nothing to report. I don't go back. Right now, I need more details before I do go back.
sure. Okay. We'll just continue on as as planned.
And Dave, did you make that stealth check? I'm sorry. Yes, you did. I didn't see it. Okay. So
I
as
just
you
wanted to make sure you knew that forest is my favorite terrain.
as you set off to observe, let me see. You see flashes of green and yellow skin moving through the underbrush.
It's probably goblins.
You hear giggles.
Definitely.
Do I hear
And
any languages being spoken?
you know, yes, you do catch a few different words, all spoken in Goblin.
Okay, so I do recognize the language and what's being spoken.
Yep. There's really not much. Mostly them saying, "Quiet, quiet. Shh,
Okay.
you too
Yeah.
loud."
I recognize the goblin voice. Okay,
Who's hacking into the Matrix?
do I
It's Joe.
can I get an idea of numbers?
Sorry.
Can I get an idea of how many there are waiting in ambush? It obviously is an ambush.
So the tricky thing about goblins is that it's always difficult to tell how many there are. You're estimating anywhere from 3 to 8.
Okay. And I hear noises. Pardon me. I hear noises from both sides of the trail. Is that correct?
Yes, you do.
Okay. So we have a standard ambush with a deterrent in the middle. Understood. I will remove myself stealthily from where I've hidden,
Okay.
and then when I have taken when I'm in, say, like a natural dip or something, I will then run back to the wagon.
Okay. So you slowly extract yourself from the situation, taking great pains to make sure that you don't draw attention. As soon as you're far enough away, you start to make haste down the trail. You don't travel far before you come across the wagon. Honestly, they were coming around the bend as you moved back.
Wait, which one's this here? Oh yeah. What is this? Shy.
Halt.
What's up, Shake?
Yeah, let's call him she.
There's an ambush ahead. Goblins on both sides of the trail. There's a log across the trail. I say we spring the trap on them.
Oh, I'm excited.
I like the cut of your jib. What should we do with the wagon, though?
You can be excited, Clanky, but you get to stay on with the wagon until we get to the point where the attack
We
begins.
didn't need God mischief on us.
You don't have a stealth check. You have a listen. You have a opposed listen check.
Well, Nathaniel, he's right. So, maybe you can look at your holy symbol and give it a little polish while we're, basically
good grief.
stealing and murdering things, is
Have
doing
fun,
the thing.
you lot.
Don't worry, we won't spring the ambush until the wagon's in sight and they are focused totally on that.
So the better question
So
is,
I'm bait.
well, I mean,
It's a strong term.
but you will be
Let's call it
a shiny metal object with a bunch of expensive things and animals. So
we'll
it
be
might
hiding.
be a grift. Or we're trying to grift this.
Every good ambush needs a little bit of incentive.
So the real question, though, getting down to brass tacks here, since you are the more experienced man in the wild, should we have Daniel continue on with the cart or just sort of hold in place?
Well, we should have him hold in place until we can get position, which I guess we'll give him a time limit on that. We'll say about 10 minutes.
Sure.
It's out of
And then
curiosity.
when he comes back into view, just before he would have to stop the cart, or several yards before he would have to stop the cart, we do the sneaky sneak on the sneakers.
So, Morose,
Nice.
how strong do you feel?
Oh, I feel very strong.
Maybe we send you up the middle, and Paynar and she and myself do a little dirtbaggery on the side.
Hey, that sounds great to me.
Just out of
I was
curiosity,
thinking
Dave,
that he
are
could
you
come from the
melee or range?
backside of the other side.
Well, the horse just moved.
Well, the horses are probably, ghost horses.
They're gone.
Again, are
Your
not
arch-
real.
Your arch
Okay,
nemesis.
let me illustrate my plan.
Okay.
Do I get to
Barbarian
make
so
comes
plans?
Dave-
from the
Dave-
other side, comes
Dave,
down.
Let me interrupt you real quick.
Okay.
If you go on the right hand side where you have tools, there's an option called freehand. You can draw on this like it's a football board.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can.
Just like that.
Also, please
Okay.
note that hold on one second here. Because you guys are changing the way I intended this, and because of the way the map is set up, I'm flipping it so you're on this side. You saw things moving here, 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 and here. You following me?
Hold on. I gotta make my map bigger because I didn't see all of your
Okay.
highlights.
Ready?
Sure.
Dave.
Russell. You picking up what I'm hearing? What I'm putting down here?
I seen two.
So they're
Okay.
you guys are
yep.
seeing these pings, right? Okay.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yep.
Cool. And I just flipped the map real quick just because the other side has a little more room.
That's cool. I'm just trying to get it bigger in my screen.
All good. All right. So if you want to football coach this up, go for it.
Yep. Okay. I'm thinking that myself and at least Grifty will come from one side. Possibly. Yeah, that'll work. We'll come from one side. Alex, do you have a ranged attack at all?
I've got a bow, yeah.
Okay, so
It's
we can attack them via bow from behind.
Okay.
We can have Punch and Munch, the barbarian, come down and
Mm-hmm.
from the other
Punch and Munch,
side,
yeah.
which will cause a distraction, and he can be supported by the druid. I don't know what you have for ranged. Do you have spells? Do you have anything that can be construed as a ranged attack?
Yeah, I have some spells and some javelins. I'm usually a quarterstaff kind of kid.
Yeah, what do you got for spells though? Anything that can?
Poison spray for a cantrip, and I have thunder wave for
Oh,
level
so
1.
you're like a
Thunder
warlock.
wave might work. I don't know exactly how that spell works, but that might work as a support spell.
I think it's like
To let
15
the,
foot, maybe 30
Let
foot.
the barbarian come down and melee while he creates the distraction. The pally can come from the front, up the middle.
I'm sorry,
and
I'm not
also
doing anything.
melee.
I'm doing that.
Alex
I'm
and
not.
I hit
I'm
from
not helping.
behind. You support from behind.
What's the Crunch and Munch Barbarian doing again?
I'm thinking you're going to hit the opposite side from behind. You
So
go first. Well, what'll happen is Alex and I will prime arrows. You're going to scream. They're going to, poop their pants. We're going to
Nice.
hit them from behind with arrows while you scream ahead. And as you scream ahead, he hits them with Thunder Strike or whatever he's got from, before you get there to melee. Then you and the pally go in melee, and we'll pick off people as they try to approach for melee with missiles from behind. That sounds
All right,
good.
I'm thoroughly
Anybody else wanna
confused.
make
Sounds great.
adjustments?
So this is kind of where I'm thinking that we got going on here. Off on the left, you have me and she doing our little attack as we creep up because we got a ping somewhere in here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. There's a ping somewhere over in here, a ping somewhere over in here, and then he said he heard something from over in here, more or less. So
How do
like
you guys ping?
you
Click on the map and hold it.
So, like our party is here, and then Thaniel will come support from here after a short period of time. We have some sort of enemy thing
Hold on.
here, and he heard something up ahead. We don't know exactly what it is, but it's closer to where that is. So is everybody kind of on the same page now?
On the
Yeah.
same page.
No. So I'm coming from behind here somewhere?
Yeah.
I'm
So
thinking
Casey,
you would be over this
Casey-
way, right
yeah,
over in this
Casey
here.
flipped the
coming-
map, so we're
So
no longer
I'm over
coming
here.
from.
That's that's what I'm thinking. You're gonna
Okay.
hit that side from behind with your,
Yep.
thunder roar. You're gonna. I don't know if you want to go to berserk. Your tactics are entirely up to you. You're kind of a distraction and a frontal assault, while Alex and I hit the other side from distance or with ranged weapons, and you're going to be supported by Tyler, who is both a little bit of a ranged attack with whatever spell he's got, I assume, and also he can heal the frontline combatants if need be.
This is a very long battle plan.
Well, yeah, I mean it's
Probably other
overly
goblins are probably gone.
like pretty much the deal is that we're gonna sneak, we're gonna shoot some stuff. Two of our guys are gonna come up the middle, and the only reason Thaniel isn't immediately with us is so that the goblins don't go eat the horses while we're running at their ambush.
They're ox. And
So-
I'm not helping. I'm too sore about you guys not letting me be in the stealth part. I'm not helping. Just gonna sit with the cart.
That's fine. You can sit with the cart too and protect it because there's always the need for that too. But either way, I think we've got enough of a plan. If you can scrub the map, Casey, and we will just see whether or not our plan even goes according to plan.
Or if anybody even uses it, honestly.
Because things are known to go completely off the rails for us. from
Yeah,
time-
you guys just have your fun, go in there, melee it out.
We
All right.
explicitly tell you, Thaniel. Sorry, we explicitly tell you, Thaniel, like before we all slink off into the woods, that like after a couple minutes, you need to be like moving the cart up the road so that you yourself don't have to defend it alone, because we'll be out of earshot for the most part.
Okay. So it sounds like Thaniel, the four of them confer this incredibly complex battle
Complicated
plan,
Yes.
and then they all nod to each other like Steel Team 6 and then vanish into the woods. You are left astride a cart laden with goods and two oxen in the middle of a road in the forest. What would you like to do?
I feel lonely and sit down with the oxen. They are my only friends.
Okay. So you sit with the ox. They look at you out of the side of their their heads. They can't really move because they're in a yoke, and they wait patiently. The four that are headed into the woods. We have Paynar. Oops. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Paynar. Moros. Shay already has a token, and Barn. All right. Why don't you guys all collectively make a stealth check? So everybody's going to make me one. We're looking for more passes than we have failures.
Ooh.
Did they do it?
I don't know. Did you do it?
I'm missing one. From she.
Pulling up the sheet.
She ain't going to need a stealth check out of you.
Pulling up the sheet.
Okay.
I have
Oh,
I'm
advantage
sorry.
too.
There we go.
I have advantage here too. This is my terrain and my favorite enemy.
I've got Mask of the Wild too, so I imagine 20 works. But
Cool. So you make a mask out of trees and twigs as you move through the forest.
Yeah, I have that ability as well.
Okay, as the four of you move along through the forest, you come to this square right here. You're all where I've put you. What's the plan here?
So, as
I
kind
assumed
of
that the goblins were on both sides of the trail, so we were going to go on two different sides of the trail.
Okay, so
It's almost like fight a war on two fronts.
Who wants to go
Which
on
you
which
should never
side of
do.
the trail.
We're not fighting a war on two fronts, and I was in the army. Thank you.
Oh, you were? What like branch of the army?
We're done with this.
Infantry.
Hey,
Aw,
we're done with
We're
this.
streaming right now, so.
Where's everybody
So
want to go?
just to cut in real quick, put she and Barney on the left of the trail because we are doing sort of the stealth arrow attack, and put Paynar and Morose on probably the right near the large bush, and the two of them can hash out whether they're going to go to the left or to the right or do some sort of strange fork attack. But that's kind of where we're at.
Cool.
I think that sounds good.
So we've got our guys there. I've put you guys where you are.
Okay.
Nathaniel,
yeah.
a few minutes have gone by. You are sitting looking at the ox. What do you want to do?
I start drawing the cart a little forward so they can see me. I whistle.
Okay. How do you whistle? Do you whistle like you're signaling, or do you whistle like you're for a
No,
song?
I whistle a song.
Okay.
I talk to the oxen as well.
Sorry? Yeah, you can talk to the
I
ox.
talk to the oxen as well. I'm making
They have
think
to
I'm an
listen.
absolute nut.
They're the definition of a captive audience. All right. You all are taking your positions as let me see. Shay and Barney, are you guys good with where you are, or would you want to go further south?
Nope, I'm fine with that. My idea is pretty much exactly where we're at. Is
Okay,
that
cool.
we approach from that angle, took a little cover. She is explaining where he heard his sound, so we'll kind of assess whether we can see stuff or whether or not we got to move up. I mean,
Everybody make me a perception check, please.
Well, that's a nice big cart.
I got the hot rolls tonight.
Oh, we got
Oh,
2-1.
yeah. Yeah, we're doing good.
They
All
got
right.
this voice.
Oh, look at those options.
Hey, I'm right there with you. Yeah.
Dave, is she making these at advantage in forested terrain? Remind me on favorite
Yes,
terrain.
this is
Okay.
both favorite terrain and whatever
Favorite
it's
enemy.
called.
Favorite enemies.
Favorite enemy and favorite terrain.
All right. As the cart comes down the track, you guys can hear the oxen as they trudge along, the wheels turning, and as this becomes more and more audible, you see. Oops. Sorry. 1 second here. Moving from layer to layer is a pain. You see Nathaniel riding on the cart, whistling loudly, talking to the oxen, looking a fool. As the as this sound starts to come more in, you see three goblins shift as they move out of their hiding places and get ready for an attack. Paynar, as you and Morose prepare yourselves, as you come around, you can see that there are two goblins that are preparing themselves right in front of you. However, Morose seems to have not noticed them somehow, and you chalk it up to his orcish blood.
No, I don't want to put any stereotypes. I knew this great cleric called Caloran once. He was the leader of the local Garvey boys.
Wait, what's going on?
Morose, as you guys are approaching, you start to trudge forward as two goblins come into sight for not you.
Can I grab his arm or something?
And
Let
for the
him
very
know?
first time, I'm going to ask for an initiative check from everyone.
Do we get surprised first, Casey?
Yep.
All right. So what are you looking for?
I'm looking for an initiative check. So you're going to go to your character sheet. In the center of the sheet, there's an initiative. Just click on that. I'll give you a check.
Did you get a roll from me?
I did.
God.
I did.
Okay, well, no, I got a weird, like a sort of like an error, not really an error. It's like you didn't select a token, basically.
Okay.
That happened to me too, but I still got a roll.
As long as you got it, that's all that matters.
Alex, you came up with a 4. Just
Yeah, I'm just killing it. I've gotten 2 1s in a row and a 3.
Oh no.
Get mine, Casey?
Okay.
Yep,
Oh,
I've got
Grift.
everybody's checks. Give me 1 second while I make my own, and then we'll be ready to go.
Does it automatically go in this little turn order window?
They
or do you have to do
should.
that?
I don't see that they have, so I'm going to just track on my own notepad like I normally do.
Yeah, it goes Thorn, then she, then I go, then
Yeah,
Morse,
I don't
and
know.
then Barney.
Oh. All right then. How about that?
I only have a +1 initiative.
But there's going to be a surprise round first, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
All right. Paynar, as you come around the corner, you see 2 goblins readying bows in the bush and getting ready to move. What would you like to do?
Can I cast Shillelagh on my quarterstaff?
Absolutely.
And brandish my shield to try and sneak up a little bit to get a sneak attack in?
Yep. However, casting a spell, you have to invoke the spirits, and you have to call out to them loudly. As you step forward, the 2 goblins spin, stunned and amazed that you're there at all, because they were wholly unaware. You can move forward and make an attack if you'd like.
Okay. To there, and
Oh,
now I hit quarterstaff. It hit, right?
yeah, I did. You got a 22.
Yep. You make a swing, you attack, and you deal 5 damage to this goblin. He does not appreciate it. Just a heads up.
That's what you get.
Bear with me for 1 second. My client froze because we're playing online. Yeah.
It's all up.
There we go. And we're gonna do that. Okay. Very good. Shankudo.
Yes, sir.
Your turn. These goblins, you watch as Paynar walks out of the woods invoking the spirits. His staff grows and becomes imbued with magical energy, and the 2 goblins on the other side of the road turn to face him. These ones down here haven't seemed to notice you guys yet. These guys down here.
Understood.
What would you like to do?
Ranged attack.
Do it. So you're just gonna click on whatever your bow is, and it should make the roll.
What? What did I say?
Oh.
Very cool. You absolutely are gonna hit, and you can go ahead and just click on longbow, and it will make a roll for damage.
Don't. Put it back. No, I won't.
Nope, sorry. Right
Yeah,
in the
you
chat
have to go
window.
into the chat. When you press in the chat.
See where underneath your. There you go.
Nice.
And
he's
would
bloody.
you do me a favor and tell me which one you're shooting at?
Yep.
Did you ping on top of it? I didn't see anything.
Yeah, you pinged this one.
Okay.
No, I
Cool.
didn't.
Oh, I thought you did. I saw somebody ping. Oh, it was
I
Casey.
did.
Oh, okay.
That one. Gotcha. All right. An arrow slices through the woods and catches into the back of this goblin. He's wholly unsuspecting, as he was prepared to make the ambush, not the other way around. Daniel, your turn. You watch as your friends emerge from the woods and start to fire into the brush. Your perception check was not that great though. So to you, your friends are firing into bushes. You hear screams and the sounds of combat, but you don't actually see any other combatants.
Mhm.
What would you like to do?
You see, I'm just gonna stand up and sing louder.
You start singing louder, like a psychopath.
Nothing's wrong if I can't see it.
But I'm not moving the oxen anymore. I pull them to a halt.
It's very intense music. I like it.
Should I make a performance check?
All right. Sorry, guys. I had to step away for a second. You're gonna keep singing louder, and I'm sorry. Do what else?
I was like, I was joking. I said, should I make a performance check?
Did you just want to hold your turn as you watch the start to unfold around you?
Yeah, and I just sing. That's all
Okay,
I do.
very good. Morose, now that he's stepped forward and blatantly attacked a goblin, you can see this one as Paynar runs forward. What would you like to do?
So I can only see the first goblin?
You can see this one right here.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me run up on him and take a swing.
All right. So you can move your token up next to him and make an attack. There you go.
All right. How do I make my attack?
So on your character sheet, you're going to choose what weapon you're attacking with. I assume the great
Yep.
axe.
Yep.
You click on great axe and it should roll an attack. All right.
Whoa.
So you're going to go ahead and hit. And now you click on... There you go. You got it.
Oh, he's dead.
How would you like to make the very first kill of our campaign? Go ahead and describe it to me as you come barreling out of the woods.
Yes.
It's a sloppy and very unwieldy shot. There's not much finesse to it. Just a big axe across the dome and splitting them wide open there, and it feels good.
Back in business again.
This feels power.
As you step forward, you cleave the goblin, and he falls over,
Hey, Teresa.
twitching very
Teresa.
slightly.
Teresa.
Bear with me here 1 second, guys. Alright. Hey, guys, we do have Joe here, a friend of the shop, Joe Samuels, helping us behind the scenes. Joe, could you go ahead and unmute him once he gets push to talk turned on, please? Thank you. Okay, as the goblin falls over, you feel like you're back in the saddle again. Your years of war and battle come back to you. And it is quite a morose kill.
That
Barney.
definitely will come up again.
I didn't see that one coming.
My perception was pretty abysmal, but I did see an arrow strike true directly from the mighty bow of she. So I will, with that knowledge, shoot at said gobbo.
Well, is talking a free action?
Yeah, within reason.
I mean, I would say to him, two right there in that bush.
All right.
And then as I send the arrow,
Obviously
Yeah.
knows somebody's in there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just going off of just the general idea that Barney, being an average Joe, probably saw one goblin definitely get hit with an arrow. Know that there's stuff up ahead, but just going with the gut. But shooting.
Yeah, you can hear
Nope,
laughing
it's
and
short sword.
shuffling in the bushes. However, you can't quite pin them down. They're moving around. They're goblins in the woods, man.
Yep.
There we go. That's more like it.
All right, with the 12.
So okay, I would have had advantage because of the surprise attack, right? But because I'm a scrub with a bad perception, we're gonna
Yeah, I would say it's a
basically
wash.
treat it as a wash. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
As your arrow sails into the bush, you try your best to shoot towards where Shay is, just trying to provide some sort of cover fire. But as you loose the arrow, you hear the sound of it catching leaves and thud into the ground.
Okay, so it's my understanding that I still have a bonus action, or is this surprise
Yes.
round? So we just
Nope.
get.
You have a bonus action. So go ahead and take
Okay.
it.
I will make another bow attack that is slightly, I guess, better, but not by much.
You cannot make another bow attack unless I'm forgetting something.
Okay, so if that's the case, it's action, bonus action, is move included in that?
Move is part of your move action. So you have a move,
Okay.
a bonus, and a standard action.
Okay.
Yeah, you can make a second attack as a bonus action only if you're dual wielding. That's the benefit of dual wield.
Oh, I got you.
Yep.
It's not multi-arrow, but so I will move, and if I click on my portrait, I will move. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll hold there, and in that movement, I will put away my bow. And wow, the music is getting very loud.
Let me go ahead and turn it down then. Thank you for telling me.
Yep, no problem.
There you go. Is that
It's
better?
quite intense.
That's much better. It's quiet
Perfect.
now, but I don't have to speak over it. So I move within my limit. I put away my bow and draw my short sword, and
Very good.
that'll be me.
Perfect. All right. Guess what? It's my turn. Turning from their surprise, this goblin right here turns towards Paynar, nocks an arrow. As he draws the bow back, you can see that the arrow is fletched with black feathers, and the arrowhead is made of a roughly chipped stone. As he looses the arrow,
Talk about suspense.
I assume that a 23 is going to hit,
Wow.
Yeah.
and
Safe
you're going
bet.
to
That's
take
fair.
you're going to take 4 piercing damage as the arrow sails through the air, catching you in your shoulder and piercing through your leather armor. It doesn't cut too deep, thankfully. However, you are injured.
Okay.
Up next, this goblin steps forward, seeing the elf in the woods as he's shot. He's going to make a bow attack towards you, Dave.
Okay.
And let me see here. That is going 8. I assume that an 8 does not beat your AC.
No.
So as he fires into the woods with the same black fletched arrows, it sails past you. He kind of stomps his foot angrily and says, "Elves is no good. This is goblins' woods." As
one
the
HP.
other one starts to fall back from catching an arrow. He seems stunned for a bit, but he's going to try to put some distance between himself and you and his healthy ally. Knock an arrow and take a shot also at you because you're the only person he can see. Man, I just can't. I assume a 12 is no good on your AC. So he's gonna go ahead and miss. As another arrow sails. This guy looks like he missed mostly because he's in immense amounts of pain from the arrow that's cleaved straight through his torso.
Nice.
This goblin is going to move forward and take another shot at you for my next attack. We're looking at a 15. 15 good on you?
That is my armor class.
All right, that will hit. As this volley of arrows sends through, you can only dodge so much, and as this arrow pierces through, you're wearing chainmail armor, right?
Studded leather.
Studded leather armor. It finds its way into one of the gaps in your studded leather, dealing 5 piercing damage as you are hit. Bear with me here 1 second, guys. All of a sudden, out of the bushes,
Oh boy.
a goblin appears. Haha. He runs towards Paynar with a sword in hand, screaming,
Rebel yell.
"We cut down Longshanks here!" And as he comes forward with his twisted little sword, 8 doesn't beat your AC, I'm assuming. So he misses, slashing wildly. He seems almost overcome by how excited he is to be part of the ambush that he's not paying full attention to what he's supposed to be doing. As he sees the dead goblin before you, immediately regrets his decision and starts to run. And you will get an attack of opportunity on him, Paynar, if you would like to take it.
Yeah, can I use poison spray on him?
You can't cast a spell as part of a reaction attack.
All right, then I'll just whip him with my quarterstaff.
Okay, and that's still enchanted by Shillelagh, right?
So lasts for a minute, I believe.
Okay, so yep.
Ooh.
Teen hit?
Sorry. That'll do it. Go ahead and give me some damage. All right, as he runs away, you club him in the back.
Can I
Magic.
do it in the kneecap
Yeah,
specifically?
absolutely. Yeah, you can hit him in the kneecap. As he
Save
runs
his knee,
away,
so he can't run too fast.
you catch him. He is hobbling away now, and as he hobbles away, he dives into the bush, and he's going to attempt to hide from you.
Good luck. I live in the woods too.
All right. This one is going to attempt to hide as well. This one's going to duck back into the bushes and do the same. And these two fall back together, diving into the bushes. You guessed it, they're hiding. All right, and I've got that. So I don't have passive perception scores. Can you guys give me your passive perceptions, please? In any order.
Oh, I've got 13.
All right.
12.
Okay.
15.
Mine does not
15
count right
for
now.
she, Noah, and Evan. I'm going to need you.
12.
Okay.
Alright, do I have to give mine? I'm not like even in the battle or anything.
You're
I
here.
know. Yeah, it's 11.
I'm sorry. Give me 1 second here. Noah, can you repeat yours? I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
It is 11.
An 11. Okay. So everybody who beat a 13, which is going to be Paynar and Shankudo, you can see where the goblins are for free. Everybody else, you're going to need to spend an action to try to locate them, unfortunately. So there you go. There they are.
I see
Paynar, it
the
is going to
ones
be
on
your
my
turn.
side of the wood.
Yeah, it's going to be your turn.
I like nudge Morose and just like point to the bush and then wait for him to move before I make any actions.
Okay. I would say that you can utilize your action to grant him a free perception check.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Okay. So Morose, why don't you go ahead and make a perception check for free right now? All right,
Yeah.
good enough. You can see this goblin and this goblin as well.
Mhm.
Paynar, did you want to do anything else? You have a bonus action and a move action remaining.
Yeah. Can I just move up to like move action at all?
Say again?
Can I like hold on that until after he moves at all?
No, you can't hold. If you hold, you have to hold your turn, so you have to spend it.
I'm gonna move right just over by these rocks then.
I just noticed the music stopped and it's real quiet in here. Let's fix that. I apologize, guys. All right, so you're gonna step over to that rock and hang out. I'm into it. Shankudo, these goblins try to hide. However, you hunted goblins for probably anyone in this party has been alive. What'd you like to do?
I am going to shoot at the closest one right now.
This guy right here. Cool. Let's do it.
Also,
Yep.
Since you've illustrated this, and it's my bad for not saying it, I am taking cover and going to hide after my shot.
Okay, to hide, you're gonna have to spend an action unless you have something that allows you to do it.
Okay,
Not
I don't
on your
know.
turn.
I mean, but I can have cover though, right?
Yeah, you can
I'm
have
in
cover.
the
Absolutely.
forest?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, that's. I was assuming I had that, but that's. I'll just make it.
Yeah, I took cover
clean up.
into an account when I was shooting at you.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your attack. Or move or do whatever it is you like to do. All right, we got a longbow shot for 13. 13 is no good. So as you fire into the bush,
I
the
should have
goblins.
advantage though.
Yep, you got a 13 and a 9. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
I see. That's 2 rolls. Gotcha.
Wait a minute. I thought like they have an AC of 13.
Nope.
Oh.
As you fire into the bush, sails clear over their head, sticking into the forest, and as you miss, the goblin temporarily lifts its bow up to its head and does the classic childlike na 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 boo boo as it sticks out its tongue and waves its head or its hands back and forth next to where its ears are. Do you have anything else you want to do? That was just an attack. You have a bonus and a move action if you want to use one.
I don't need to move anywhere because they're all still within range of my increment. I guess I need to brush up on what I can do for bonus action.
Okay.
But I am taking cover.
Okay, cool. Daniel, as you are sitting here, as arrows are, goblins are screaming, the one thing you do notice is that the oxen start to pull at the reins in your hand as they start to become a little spooked by the area, by what's going on. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna lean forward, pat them, and then I'm gonna stand up and say, "Hey guys, how's the battle?"
So it sounds like probably a handle animal then?
Yeah, we're gonna make a handle animal check for me, please.
All right. Animal handling check. Oh boy.
Okay. As you start to try to calm the animals, you notice that they're Their muscles are bulging. They're straining against the yoke, and they're both kind of in a panic. They haven't broken into a run, but you have a feeling that they probably will at some point soon.
Can I try to turn them around? Like, turn the car around. Get it out of there.
On a different turn, you tried to calm them on
Okay,
your turn.
Yeah.
You have a bonus action and a move action left. You have a feeling that you leaning in and comforting them and then immediately screaming at the top of your lungs, "How is the battle going?" was probably a little contradictory.
All right, so I'm just gonna move in front of them.
Okay, so you hop down off of the cart and move in front of the oxen.
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
Nothing else.
Alrighty. Morose. The goblins vanished before your very eyes into the leaves, seeming to meld into the forest until your elven compatriot managed to point out that they're literally right there. Go get them.
Yes,
This guy's
sir.
perception is the worst.
All right, so we're gonna move up on this guy,
Okay.
and then I guess we'll just take another swing, right?
Yep.
Seems like the logical thing to do.
I don't
This is
know.
when the barbarians follow logic.
That's right. I mean, screw logic. Let me just hit this dude.
Uh, 12. 12 is going to be no good. As you swing at him, he manages to duck, and you're kind of taken aback by how small these creatures are. You're used to fighting things that are at least your chest level, not your knee level. As you hack and slash at him, he gleefully dodges and parries and nimbly gets out of the way, infuriating you.
Rage.
That is not a free use of rage.
Rip.
Did you want to do? You have a bonus action. You have a little bit of movement left.
What can I do for a bonus action?
I think pretty much the only thing you can do is rage. Right now, you're only level 1. Let me check your character real quick.
Yeah.
Pretty much says cast a spell, use a class feature, off and attack.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they're calling bonus actions from the
Yep.
short list, anyway.
All
I
right,
mean,
so,
I'm
yeah.
sure there are some conditionals, but
I don't feel as though there's a need for me to rage, but I am a half orc, so why not just try to rage?
Okay. Overcome by your frustration and inability to see these things and then hit them, reminded by the loss of your tribe's homeland, you become filled with a palpable rage. Paynar, you've never seen the side of him before, but as veins bulge and he seems to grow, you're not entirely sure how somebody could grow another 2 inches worth of just pure muscle, but he seems to have done it as he loomed menacingly in the forest.
I am
Parts
absolutely
of
enthralled.
Barney, it is
Can't
your
wait
turn.
to ask him about it.
Barney, you're up, and I believe that you can see no one right now. Sorry.
no, it's fine. I'm going to try and. Can I actively stealth at half speed, kind of like the old times?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to make me a stealth check, that's going to be your action, and then you can move.
And then
After
move. Okay.
Yep.
So this, and
Yep.
it's
Oh.
just absolutely trash. And I move.
God.
I slink about as though nothing is wrong.
Right. For those keeping track at home,
10,
that is
15.
Barney's 6th one of the night.
Yes, it's really we're really doing good. And that's my action, my move, my bonus action. Can I pull a dagger?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm short sword and dagger, kind of doing my best to hide in this what I thought was bush, but is really a low pile of leaves.
Yes, you all see Barney doing his best to blend into the forest. Now, you've been together for a short period of time, but Barney's from the streets. He knows how to blend into a crowd. He knows how to vanish into a back alley, and you're not entirely sure that this isn't the first time he's ever seen a bush. The goblins turn delighted, and this one takes a shot at you, noticing you for the first time.
Headshot.
Headshot. Oh wait, I don't have to roll in real life because I've got this nifty little roller right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He takes a short bow shot at you. But Barney's luck holds up as I rolled a 7. It sails clean over your shoulder, vanishing off the map in what I assume is the edge of the world.
Barney says under his breath, Grift did it.
These two goblins down here are going to follow suit. They're both going to take a shot at you. Oh boy. So one's going to miss, and I assume a 20 will hit your AC.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, you know.
You never know.
Even though partially in cover, one of the arrows does sail into the bush, and Barney for the first time realizes maybe, just maybe, they're aware of where he is. You're going to take 5 piercing damage as an arrow sails in and catches you squarely in the, I don't know, elbow. That's fun. Glancing blow. It'll leave a little bit of a scar maybe, but you're still functional. This goblin right here, absolutely enthralled by the fact that you can't seem to hit him, throws his bow to the ground, draws a twisted piece of metal that functions roughly like a short sword, and he's going to come swinging at you, Morose. As he swings his makeshift scimitar at you.
This thing's got
Does a
scimitar?
Does a 14 hit your AC?
So I have unarmored defense. I don't have any armor currently, so it's 10 plus my dexterity modifier.
Right. So right in the
It's
middle of your
16.
sheet. Wait 1 second here, because I strongly disagree with you.
Okay, good.
Right in the middle of your sheet, you can see your armor class is 14. Do you see that?
But it gives me my unarmored defense thing would be 2 higher than that. Is that correct? Because that's something I just have.
You get 10 plus dexterity modifier plus constitution modifier. So 10 plus dex mod is 11 plus con mod is 14. And you're not.
Okay, I guess I was reading that incorrectly. I thought I was 6. All right.
Right.
Okay.
Does rage give you anything?
Rage makes him easier to hit.
Okay. Well,
Nice.
I don't know much about the barbarians in these days.
As he swings through, he hits you for 3 slashing damage. But because you are raging, that is reduced to only 1. So there is a benefit to being angry, and it's that knives don't hurt as bad. There's a lesson for the kids at home.
Nice.
After that goblin stabs you, and squarely in the thigh, he looks up gleefully, sharp little teeth pointing out as he smiles, and then he notices that you're leering back at him, and you see the courage wash away from his face. Paynar, you are up.
I have a feeling that Morose wants to take care of the punk that just attacked him. So I'm gonna pop right up to this
damn
guy
right.
and okay, and use poison spray.
Okay.
Ooh, 1d12 poison.
Okay. So as you step up, you press your hand. I'm sorry, you should be doing this. Describe to me what it looks like as you cast your spell.
I want to act like I'm reaching for him. Actually, I get to move back one. Act like I'm reaching for him and just put my hand out, and then some spray kind of comes out of it. Like boils on my hand start to pop up, and they pop out poison.
That's disgusting, and I hate it. Thank you.
You wanted to know.
I did ask for that. Yes, thank you. By the way, guys, forgot to do this earlier. There's what you're fighting. That's what they look like.
They called me pointy ears? Unbelievable.
Jeez, they're like a foot long.
Let me see here. So you cast poison spray. I'm gonna have to make a Constitution saving throw or take some damage. It looks like. Goblins are really good at con saves, as you guys can.
Probably tough.
I did not know that.
I got a 5. I assume that your DC is higher than a 5, so I'm gonna take 1d12 poison damage, please and thank you. That's literally
That's
impossible, so let's figure that out again.
Entirely sure that works. So
Just
Uh,
press.
Well, you didn't do a higher level cast.
there you go.
Oh, just,
Yep.
Five
must be
damage.
3 poison
Yep,
damage.
done.
3.
All good. As you jut your hand forward, blisters and boils popping, a cloud of acid sprays out. The goblin watches in horror as it washes over, absorbing into him, and as he collapses over, you can see that that his body is absolutely filled with poison, as boils and pustules begin to form on his lifeless corpse. Congratulations, you took him out.
Yay!
does he snap, crackle, and pop like Rice Krispie treats?
Yes, he does. That's upsetting because my girlfriend just tried to hand me one of those. So,
Oh. Oh.
Yummy.
That's why we
Shit.
need for combat.
Oh, man.
Shankudo. The goblins are firing on your friend who's doing his best to hide in a bush. You kind of probably are amused
do
by
something.
this, but
I am going to shoot at the goblin that I was shooting at already.
Damn.
Oh. And work with me here.
How many viewers do we have for our stream?
Currently, we have 5.
5
Nice.
viewers.
What
Wow.
was that?
Hi, all 5 of you. Thanks for watching
Which
us.
actually is like 6, according to the list. If you don't count me and Joe.
All right. Shay fires an arrow, and I'm sorry, who are you shooting at?
Same guy.
This one.
This one right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, you're gonna hit him. As the arrow sails into the bush, he's kind of laughing and reveling at the fact that that Barney just took an arrow, completely and totally momentarily forgetting about you, and as such, suffering an arrow wound. I don't know, where were you aiming for?
His heart.
To the suffering an arrow wound to the lung, just barely off. He stumbles backwards, gasping, and looks at you, half filled with hate, half filled with fear. Did you want to do anything else on your turn?
Continue to maintain cover.
All right. Thaniel.
I'm kind of getting bored with these oxen, so I'm just thinking. I've seen shots being taken in and out of this bush that's right in front of me. So I'm just gonna draw my sword and run like blamely right into it, try to find this thing.
Okay. What is your passive perception score?
It's an 11.
Okay. As you move in, I'll give you that. Your friend just caught him in the lung with an arrow. He's probably no longer successful hiding. As you come hacking through the thicket, you see a goblin clutching his chest as a long elven arrow sticks clean through him as he turns and looks up at you, wide-eyed with fear.
Do I make an attack on him, or can I?
Yes, you can.
Alright, let's do this thing. I say death to goblin. Please. Oh my gosh.
You're gonna hit
Oh,
because he is wielding a bow and not a.
Not a shield, yeah.
Yeah. So as you walk up and slash at him.
Ooh.
All right.
Nice. Nice.
describe to me how you would like to defeat him.
So I want to put almost like I'm holding a dagger with my sword, lifted above my head, right down
All
to
right.
his head.
You pin him to the ground. Fortunately, that sucking chest wound won't be much of an issue anymore. Is that going to be the end of your turn?
That will be the end of the term after I laugh. Great.
Morose, this goblin just stabbed you in your leg, and now he looks at you as you kind of just shrug it off.
I am not happy.
I would assume.
We're gonna take another swing here.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey, that's a
I
crit.
told you I wasn't happy.
He's
Yeah.
dead.
I killed him 5 times over.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
How?
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that your macro is messed up.
It rolled 3d12.
It did roll 3d12. It.
Get 8 plus 12 plus 12.
Would you like to deal the coup de grace? Would you like to describe to me what coup de grace to this poor unfortunate goblin is?
Never before have I seen a goblin liquidated by an axe. It defies the laws of physics, as my simple mind knows it. That he's literally squished, and it's a shower of blood on everybody.
Okay. Perfect. Yes. You have the ingredients now for a fine goblin jelly were you to choose to make it.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Yeah, so the 9 portion of that is kind of whatever, but like the actual 3d12 math is fine.
That's actually
Yeah,
legit.
the 3d12. Yeah. Yep.
Legit.
Barbarians
You
at level
roll
1,
back
guys.
twice.
They're pretty scary.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some max roll.
That's a legitimate 41-point attack. At first
At level 1.
That's pretty impressive.
That's ridiculous.
Barney, it is your turn, and these 2 goblins down here are watching the tides of battle turn as fear spreads across their faces.
It's not really like they had much of a chance.
Okay, so completely aware that my ruse has failed. I'm gonna move up. Let's see. We got. Let's see here. Okay, gotta click on it. Yeah, there we go. 5, 15. So that's what. And then 20.
Mhm.
So, does this rock provide me any cover, or is this just a small rock, basically?
I will give you partial cover for being behind the rock. That's fair.
Okay, so there's my move. I have a dagger in hand. I guess I'll just throw the dagger at.
So from what you tell, yep, that goblin has an arrow stuck in him, pretty deep. This guy's looking all right, save for the fear of death.
Okay, well, hopefully putting a dagger into his cohort will at least make him flee. And we'll see, how successful this dagger throw is, because,
Yeah,
it'll inform my goblin insult.
I'm rooting for you, man. Let's not get a 1 on this.
Throws in himself.
Hey, it's
Not much
not a
better.
1.
It's not
Not
much
good enough.
better.
It's not good enough to hit, and I'm really sorry about that, but it's not a 1, and I think that's something to be celebrated.
Okay. Yep. So
Pretty
for
close.
the time being, I am down 8 dagger. I do have 2, though.
Ooh. See, that's why you always buy a spare.
So
Does it glance off the armor if the thing has much armor?
how much of a reality is it that with a bonus action I could throw a dagger from my hip?
With disadvantage.
I would say not.
Okay. That's fine.
I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm sorry.
No. I'm not trying to. I'm
It's
just
only
trying to
because you do get
figure
the
out a way to
ability.
not suck, but
You do get the ability to do that at a higher level, which is the only reason
Okay.
I say no. Yep. Okay. Barney moves forward, throws a dagger into the bush. However, these goblins are in full panic mood and as such are moving around a little too much. Your dagger misses only slightly. The oxen start to
Oh, no.
break in fear as they pull the cart forward, trying to flee, trampling all in their path. Good job moving, by the way, Daniel. As they run towards the tree, they try to turn the cart as best they can, but not only are they fighting against their restraints, they're now fighting against each other, and it's a big mess. The goblins. These guys, this one right here picks the nice shiny dagger up off the ground that just fell next to it from the heavens, and they're gonna start to hightail it out of here. They move, and then they're both gonna attempt to hide at the end of their movements. So they run down here, and you guys watch as they vanish into the forest.
Does that provoke any type of attack?
It does not, because there was nobody in range of them, and goblins can hide for free.
You mean melee range or you mean range?
Melee range.
Okay.
Paynar, you stand next to your hulking, angry friends and 3 dead goblins. What would you like to do?
I imagine I can hear these oxen fighting each other, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and run over there and rein them in, try and calm them down a bit.
Go ahead and
Use
move
your animal
yourself.
handling. It's much better than mine.
You get 7 squares of movement.
That close enough? Because they're like in this square, right?
Yeah, they're taking up a lot of space. It's fine. As you step
Alright, I
out,
get it. They're obese.
well, they're two full-size animals that are fighting against each other, so their space is subject to change. Go ahead and make me your. What are you trying to do? You're gonna cast a spell, or are you gonna try to just talk them down?
Straight up, like animal handling, like all my weapons and shields are like stowed on my back and stuff.
Absolutely.
Gently go up to them and try and calm them.
Okay.
Nice.
Very good.
Uh,
As you step forward, the winds seem to carry your voice as you calmly start to you calm so much that you feel the music start to change around you
That's the kind of power I like.
as the wide-eyed bucking creatures start to relent a little bit and come back to their sense. Shi and Kudo, you can clearly see these goblins at the range that you're. They are hiding and moving stealthily. However, as I've said before, goblins are known to you. You know the paths to take and the way that they hide in the forest. You can still see the goblins. They are right there, bottom of the map.
All right, let me pull it down. So they're still within range for me if I can get a shot. That would be your call.
Absolutely. Is it more than 120 feet is my question. Let's use our handy dandy measure tool.
I get a 150 with the longbow.
Is it 150? How
Yeah.
about that? I would assume you're probably fine. Yeah, it's 100 feet to where you are.
Okay. Then I will continue my assault on that goblin.
Okay.
Are the goblins hidden at this point?
They are hiding.
They're
I'm going
hiding.
off of
Okay.
everybody's.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm going off of everybody's passive perceptions. However, the only person who can't see them is Thaniel. Yeah, that 13 is good. Go ahead and give me a shot.
Are you
All right.
kidding me? That's the minimum I can do. These rolls seem anything but random.
Yeah.
Oh, you're telling me I've rolled basically everything that's 5 or under since
I was
start.
censoring that as well, Alex.
It's good. It's good time.
I get a D8 plus 3 and haven't done above 6 points of damage yet, so I feel you.
That's all right because Morose can do all the damage for you guys. You don't really need.
Yeah,
to
you
worry
guys
about
should
it.
have raged.
Yeah, sometimes you're Gallagher.
That goblin goes down, dropping Barney's knife with him.
Yay.
Thaniel,
Yeah.
your turn.
For some reason, I think the animals are still panicking. That's just me.
Okay.
So I walk over to them and try to do my own.
You've already calmed them.
All right.
So calm.
That's what you guys think.
You walk
Oh,
up to
boy.
the animals, which are clearly
Ooh,
become pacified.
yeah.
Oh.
They've clearly become pacified with fear. As you step forward, trying to calm them, you copy what Paynar's doing on the opposite end of the trail. However, he's doing it all wrong. He's not being loud enough. And so you start to slam your shield and your sword together as you try to calm these animals with the loud noises that is native to their home. As you do, they start to buck and kick again, turning towards you with the cart.
I say, look what you did.
We'll have to touch animals again. Oh my god.
Morose, it's your turn. You see everything I've described up to now.
Well, I should go calm the animals.
Yeah.
You're
You could.
like the size of them.
So Thaniel, did you walk up to these animals just yelling, "Thorm, take the wheel"? Like,
Take the wheel, take it
Yeah.
from my hand. No, I was making some Native American ritual with my shield. Going, bah, bah, bah.
yeah. Either way, Morose.
Yep. It should work.
I'm just going to kind of move here, but I don't think I'm really going to do a heck of a lot. I'm just going to kind of wait to see how things play out.
All right, you've not attacked anything this turn, nor have you taken damage, and so your rage subsides. You come back to your senses. You're covered in the visceral of the goblins.
Nice.
Sorry, 1 second here. Barney.
So, in a true redeeming moment, I'm going to use the short bow because I measured out the range, and we appear to be in the first range increment. Drop the short sword, draw the short bow, fire an arrow at the living goblin.
Please do.
6. I got a 6. Okay. So I dropped the sword on my foot and shot an arrow directly into the air. So, we're doing good. Barney's having a good day.
What the hell,
next
man?
time you just
This is probably the greatest
This is like the
greatest game and character I've ever played in the history of Dungeons and Dragons.
Barney literally is just like Barney Fife.
Yeah, basically at this point, Well, that's me.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
I'm now googling the random number generator. I'm gonna do some looking into the random number generator Roll20 here.
It's pretty awful. I'm gonna say that. I'm about to go get my roll box, and I'll just tell you what I roll.
Thaniel, as you slam your shield and your sword together, screaming, trying to get these creatures to calm down, the brown ox turns towards you, rearing up and breaking off the yoke, and kicks you. Does a 21 beat your AC? I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. I know
Can I
it
make
does.
a dodge?
No.
Oh, far out.
That's what the attack is for.
I think I'm dead.
You're coming up at 6 damage as this ox rises up and hits you
Ooh.
with his horn, trying to gore you.
Louise.
And I want you to make me a strength saving throw as he tries to push you to the ground.
All right.
What the hell? Now we have insurgent oxen?
No. No.
You're knocked
You were
prone,
so
my friend.
calm.
I'm
You're
gonna
knocked.
slay that ox. Last thing I do.
Oh, don't slay the
We will
ox.
eat good today. We eating good.
You are knocked prone. I don't know.
Rolling.
Out.
This can mean prone, I guess.
It does,
As the
yeah.
ox starts to try to trample you in its fear. Morose. I'm sorry, no, I lied to you. It is the goblin's turn. This goblin right here is gonna try to run into the woods. He's gonna make it off the map, obviously. And he's gonna attempt to hide. So
Say hi.
just go ahead and get him out of here. There we go. Okay, we're at the back at the top of the initiative order. Are you guys planning on giving chase, or are you gonna take a second and deal with this ox situation?
I'm gonna try and calm this freaking ox again.
My only point of order before we collect ourselves is to walk amongst the battlefield defeated, picking up my belongings.
Okay. At this
Try
time, then
and recover an arrow, I guess. I don't know.
I'm going to drop initiative at this point. We'll pick up here. We're going to take probably about, why don't we do like a 20-minute break real quick? Just if you guys want to, grab a drink, bio, whatever you got to do. Call your daughters if you have to.
Is he still within bow range, Casey?
Yep. When we get back, I'll let you take
Okay.
a shot at him. I'm going to probably impose disadvantage just due to the foliage between all of you guys. But yeah. Cool. So we're gonna
Are
end
we
it
able
here.
to move and attack?
Yes.
Okay.
So back here in about 20 minutes or so. All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
No, are you still playing that?
Yeah.
Let me know. Are we good? All right. And we're back. Hello, everyone. All right. When last we left off, our merry band of adventurers had found themselves waylaid in the woods by surprise, tribe of goblins. During the scouting mission of Shankudo, the party's elven ranger, they were able to. Shay was able to ascertain that there were goblins ahead. You managed to ambush the ambushers and take minimal casualties, though there have been some of you who have been a little beat up.
The most any of us got beat up was by the oxen.
Oh, I have an arrow in my shoulder, and I calmed the ox twice.
Hey, I tried.
So when last we left off, the final goblin left from the assault, so far as you guys could tell, was running frantically and manically into the woods. I know Shankudo said that you wanted to go first. I know I said before we broke that we're going to break initiative order. I'm going to keep it until those oxen are calmed down, just because we do actually have an active combat situation going on. I had forgotten.
Oh my gosh.
So, Any questions, comments, and concerns before we start over? Start up again, I mean.
None of
Sorry.
any of those. I'm good.
Cool. Paynar.
Yeah. You can during short rest you can heal.
Yes.
In 5e, right? Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Paynar, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
If these ox aren't calm yet, that's what I'm trying to do. Again.
Okay, these ox are not calm. They are actually threatening to stomp and murder one of your
Yeah, they want to really
compatriots.
kill me.
If I calm them, do I have to like pick one out since they're literally attacking him now?
No, they're bound together. I'll allow it to be
Well,
generalized.
the brown oxen, he got loose.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess animal handling on that again to try and get him off of him and possibly back into the yoke. I'm not sure. Got
Okay.
12.
You manage to calm the one who is still lashed to the cart. The other one, however, seems not to be heeding your attempts to calm it, and is pretty insistent on destroying the metal-clad man who is making too much noise in its eyes. Thaniel, remind me real quick. I did 6 damage to you, right? I actually didn't mark it. Okay.
Yeah, 6.
Boom. Modify that. Perfect. Half health. Love it. Okay. So you step forward. You're calming them. You're doing your best to try to get these things to relax a little bit. However, you're not having as much like as you would like. Shankudo, you see the goblin vanishing into the woods. It is mostly obscured by foliage and cover at this point. However, it is still in longbow range. What would you like to do?
Okay. I will take a well-aimed, precise shot at it.
Okay. You're gonna roll at disadvantage because it's running away from you. It's obscured by several trees, bushes, and thickets, and it's also attempting to hide.
Does my favorite enemy cancel that out? So it's straight roll.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Rip.
Looks like an 11.
Okay. As you fire into the thicket, the arrow vanishes into the woods. As the goblin continues its scurry away.
I will move now to a new position.
Okay.
Closer, as in following.
All right. You have 35 feet of movement because you are a copper elf, correct? So you
That is
can
correct.
move 7 squares. Do you want me to move the token, or can you do
I'm
it?
doing it right now.
Oh, okay. It's not showing on my screen. That's all. Um.
You have it now.
I
Yeah, I saw it.
yes. Yep.
Okay.
Uh.
That's my turn.
Perfect. Thaniel, you're now lying prone in front of a raging oxen. What would you like to do?
How do you get out of prone? Doesn't it take 5 feet of your movement to get on prone?
Consumes half of your move speed to stand up.
Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna run on top of the log.
Okay.
Do you think it could reach me from there?
It might be able to. The log's fairly thick. I would say probably about 4 feet in height. To get up there, you're going to need to make an athletics check to climb on top of the log because you're light.
Okay, got it.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
As you stand up in a panic, you run towards the log. You get yourself halfway up and halfway down. However, you are prone on top of the log as you try to scramble up to the top. So you're on top, but you're prone again. Okay.
Okay, can I laugh at the oxen?
Can you do what?
Laugh at it.
Sure.
Oh my god.
I laugh at it and point at it. I do not like him. He really wants me dead.
Okay. Morose. You see the paladin scurry up to his feet, try to climb on top of a branch. He's currently laying across the top of it, trying to scramble to get up, laughing maniacally. For some reason.
For some reason, I quite yeah. I'm just a big dumb animal too, so I don't quite understand that. I guess I could go over and just try to grab the ox and calm him down. I don't really know if that's an animal move or if I'm wrestling him to the ground here.
It's your choice. Do you want to try to like grab his horns and like speak him into calmness? Do you want to try to wrestle him to the ground and show dominance? What are you trying to do with the check?
Yeah, let's try to show a little dominance maybe and just try to take the animal down. And just
You're gonna wrestle him, all right?
Sure, why not? It's already getting out of control. So.
You're gonna put yourself. So go ahead and move yourself in front of the ox that's raging as it starts to paw at the ground. It levels its horns at the paladin who's currently lying with his butt facing towards the ox. As you step in front of it, you're going to make me a strength check, and I'm going to oppose that. So you should go into your character sheet, just click right on the STR option, and it should make a strength check. I'm sorry. It's going to be an athletics check. It's not a strength check. So
you are so
you can ignore that roll. You can ignore that roll.
Oh, that's not much better.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second here. As you square off, you grab onto its horns. You lock there for a second, digging in your heels before you feel yourself start to slide back as it pushes you backwards towards the tree.
I think we need to change the die rolling mechanism from expert setting to basic.
Barney.
I was hoping for another 41-point athletics
Yeah, no doubt.
save right there.
So, are the oxen still on the yoke, or are they broken
the tawny
free?
one?
The brown
is,
one
the
is
brown
not.
one is not.
Okay, so one of them has broken free entirely.
Yeah, there's actually 3 now. No, I'm kidding. I'm creating a separate
Yes.
token because this is not how I anticipated this going. He's drawing.
Did the oxen reproduce?
Yes.
Yes.
They reproduce so quickly.
I'm not gonna forget where my stuff in the woods is, right? Like that, we're not at that level of silly having to hunt for my stuff. Okay, so I see that the cart situation is getting wildly out of control, and I'm going to run to the cart and jump into my seat and grab the reins.
Okay.
I think I have enough movement to get there. Maybe not. Oh no, I'm maybe.
So let's see, 5, 15, 20, 30. You have, I would say you have enough to get there. That's fine.
Okay.
So as you run, you jump into the seat. I am going to move you right there. Make me a handle animal check. You can take advantage because you have Paynar also doing that.
Okay. 17.
There we go.
The oxen starts to calm as Morose is being pushed back and the whole situation starts to diffuse. The ox becomes docile again. Um,
Congrats, Barney.
that one remaining goblin is going to attempt to hide for a final time somewhere. Whoop. Okay. Shankudo, as you knock another arrow and look into the woods, you have lost sight of that goblin entirely.
Okay.
At this time, I'm going to end the initiative. Cool.
I propose a rest.
I need somebody to take the reins so I can collect my.
I'll take them.
I ain't touching those animals. I don't know.
And we're not
Yeah,
gonna
Actually,
let
I'm
you.
a- yeah,
you're good. I mean, you were pretty dead on when we left town that you shouldn't touch the cart or the animals. Yep.
I
Yep.
knew it. So if we
Well-
take a short rest,
well handled
we
though.
heal?
You did get to kill more stuff than me, so I mean you are there.
I am there.
And all of your rolls are better.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Except for the ones for
what
animal handling.
what is everybody going to do? Somebody go first.
I'm just
Barney
gonna
Take
rest
the
right on top of
arrow
the
out of my
log.
shoulder.
Okay.
I heard rest
Barney.
and arrow.
Yeah, I heard Barney is going to try to locate his gear.
Yeah, we're gonna do the old gear, but we're gonna do the old grifter sift too. So you know.
The grifty sifty.
If he wasn't grifting sifting, I was doing the same thing. I want to kind of check some of these goblins, see if there's any money or anything, what they
Okay.
have on them.
Morose and Barney start to loot the bodies and look around for what they can find. Anybody who fired arrows, you're going to be able to recover half of the arrows that you fired. Barney, you're going to recover your knife, no problem. And anybody who's trying to loot these bodies is going to make me some perception checks.
Find
Alright,
any
moving.
vials, bring them to me. I'll try and to identify them.
Nathaniel, you said you're going to rest.
I'm not moving. I'm laying on top of that log and
You
sleeping.
lie on top of the log in the forest, recovering from your oxen wounds.
So you said you want a perception check?
Yes, please.
Okay. So Casey, I may change with your permission after over my points from because one of my things that I chose for my rogue skill was investigation rather than perception, sort of misunderstanding what the difference between the two was. I took investigation to be like search.
So to me, there's a little bit of ambiguity there. Perception is just your ability to walk into a room and notice that something's off. Investigation to me is when you're really taking the time to investigate a single object, item, or area. You know what I mean?
Okay, so maybe I think I was more on target then. I want to keep investigation. It's just it makes
if you want to justify an investigation roll to me, I and this is again just me. I view the investigation roll as a more targeted thing where you're trying to discern information from weapons, right?
So I guess that's still akin to what I would use it for. Whereas this is we're scouring through whatever to kind of just see what potential goods there are.
Yep,
Because
that's cool.
when all is said and done, and I come back around to whatever, I'd like to investigate the scene of whatever this murderous horse rampage happened.
Okay. Paynar, what were you doing? You said you were just gonna plop down and rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this arrow out of my shoulder and I would imagine just heal it, or do a short rest on the rest of the track and heal up.
Yep. Pull out some herbs and pulses.
Sit in the wagon for a
your
bit.
specialty, absolutely. Okay. So on these goblins, you find
Casey?
Yep.
I'm also going to need to do an investigation on the goblins to see if I recognize anything about them that might be useful, like the tribe, where they are, if there might be more of them, stuff like that.
Okay.
So when I do a search, it wouldn't just be a perception; it would also be an investigation to
Okay.
what I know about this particular goblin tribe and if they can be a potential future hazard.
Absolutely. As you all start to pick over the area, collect your items, and try to discern what you can.
I also want to be wary of that last goblin maybe coming back to extract revenge.
Okay.
I wouldn't be worrying about that. Goblins always do things in bands. I
That's
don't
my
think like
job.
they're gonna come. That is
Okay, so you find collectively 7 copper pieces amongst the bodies and 6 silver pieces. As you all start to comb over the area, Shay, this is very obvious to you that this area has been used for a while as an ambush spot. The tree that's cut across the road is showing signs of advanced decay, which tells you that it's been down for a while. The arrows that stick into the tree, some of them are fresh, some not. All of them have black black feathers on the back. And make me just a general intelligence check, I think, to see if you know anything about this particular tribe. I would let you have advantage because you are favorite enemy.
So straight up intelligence.
Yep.
oh.
So so
All right, let's get the
goblins.
setting fixed.
Goblins are well known to you. However, this particular tribe, you don't see anything that links it with any goblin tribe you've run against before. What you do know is that there's always more goblins. That's one thing you can be sure of.
And they're obviously organized enough to have the same fletching on
Right, yeah, and you can absolutely discern that. That they're not just using some mishmash of things they've found. There's some, they have a signature, which
Yeah,
is
they're
these black
organized.
fletched arrows. Um, Morose, as you and Barney gather up the things and loot the corpses, you notice that the saddlebags on the horses have been emptied. It looks like, for the most part, the flaps and pouches have just been opened, but you do find some where they've been tied shut, where the bags were just cut, and whatever was inside was taken out. Barney, at the same time as you investigate, you find next to one of the horses an empty scroll case.
Empty scroll case.
It
Okay.
is made of leather, and the scroll case has been opened, and whatever was inside has been taken.
Okay.
Now we're fairly confident this is a fresh kill with the horses here.
If you guys want to make me some sort of check to try to determine how long the horses have been there,
Sure.
Morose, you can make me a medicine
do
check.
that.
You're the one who tried to do that.
Make you a what check?
You tried to find out how old the horses are, so you're gonna make me a medicine check. Okay. With a 10, you know that these horses have been here for no longer than a day.
Okay.
You see the beginnings of carrion creatures having picked at them, but they're still fairly fresh. So you would discern that these horses are
As a
somewhere between
carry-on crawler just comes out of
somewhere
nowhere.
between uh, in the last 24 hours.
You think it could be Mr. Rock Seekers?
Yeah, I think it has to be.
There's a potential that their horses could have been taken down. Do I notice anything about the scroll case that's different, or is it just a leather scroll case? I guess there's.
It is it's a pretty par for the course scroll case. That said,
Yeah.
scroll cases are fairly rare, right?
Yeah.
The written word is something that belongs not to everyone in this world, and the information that's important enough to be protected by something like this, not most people have.
Yep.
Yeah, but it is fairly run of the mill.
Yeah, it's this isn't. There's no filigree or
Right. Right.
monogram on it.
It's not covered in ancient hieroglyphics or anything like that.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I'm still going to throw that on my back for the time being. Just in case,
Dave, what did you say Shian Kudo was doing? You were basically keeping a lookout for any additional goblin incursions?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, that's also part of my ability to, in my favorite terrain.
Okay.
So I'm aware of any of that stuff, but I'm also, like I said, I was searching the bodies, but also trying to determine if there was anything that I could pinpoint that would help us to figure out
Okay.
whether they'd be a future threat or not. My plan, just so you know, my plan is to continue to scout when we get back underway, but I'm also going to try and pick up this guy's trail and follow him.
Okay. You it sounds like the party kind of wanted to take a rest, so I'm gonna say that you guys take a short rest right here on the road. Bandaging your wounds, getting your things back together. So if you were injured and you want to use a hit die to recover hit points, you can do that at this time.
How do we roll that?
Did somebody just do it? There you go. You click on your hit die, I assume, right? Right, Noah? Yep, you click on your hit dice on your sheet.
There I go again.
Yes, so that's how much HP each covers up to your max.
Where is that?
On your character sheet.
Yep.
Underneath, let me look at one. Underneath where your hit points are, there's a little box that says hit dice. Click that and it will roll health. You'll regain that. Yep, there you go. So
Okay.
you regained your 1 hit point that
My
you
one
lost.
hit point, yes.
And you guys are allotted a certain number of those per day equal to your level. So you can do that 1 time per day. Everybody who just rolled, you got a long rest before you recover hit points from now on.
And on a long rest, we also heal, correct?
Yeah, on a long rest, you heal up to max.
Max, okay.
Yeah.
What's a long rest for an elf? Is that the 4 hours or is that?
It's still 8
longer?
hours, but you can do light activity for 4. You can take watches. You can craft things. Stuff of that nature.
Just wondering.
All right. So just real quick, what did everybody recover? Because I am tracking your health bars on your characters.
I was also tracking. I got 4.
Recovered 9,
so I should be
so
back
back
to
to
9.
full.
Oh, you already did yours.
I
Alex.
as well should.
Yep.
Nathaniel should be back to full health as well.
All right, Nathaniel's back to full. Back to full.
He got a whopping 3 back.
Nice.
Okay. So you guys have looted over these bodies. Aside from the precious coins that you found, mostly they're covered in bits of repurposed stolen armor and essentially what would be garbage, bits of broken cartwheels, a piece of a saddle here, an old helmet there. They're set out in trash.
You'll have to forgive me for a second. How much money did we get when we searched over the bodies?
Let me see.
Like 7 copper, wasn't it?
7 copper and 6 silver pieces.
Okay.
Is anybody willing to just kind of record that themselves, or do we want to be petty about it and split a pittance?
Nah, if whoever found it can keep it, really.
I want to be petty.
You have an empire to rebuild. You need every
That's
copper you
right.
can get.
That's right.
Would you mind just holding on to it then, Morose? For the
So I
time
could be
being?
grifted out of it later, certainly.
Well, you know.
So I'm sorry. That
we
was
could
how much?
we could also always go to the old
What you're saying is
Desmond
you should
days
hold
and
it anyway, Alex, because eventually you're going to get it.
I know.
yeah, I mean, we could Desmond days where you agree to let the robe go to the market for you, you know.
Not this party.
It's got you cut. It's fine.
7 copper, 5 silver. I don't know about the weights for that, but I'll.
So on your
It's a
character
good
sheet,
calculator to be punching
on the
in.
character sheet, you have all those things. The copper
Yeah.
is the CP, so you just type in how many you got there, and then the triangle one underneath it is your silver piece. You just type that in right there. It'll calculate
Yeah,
it all for you.
Oh,
it
okay.
automatically like calculates how much your coins weigh as well.
Yeah, it's like 10 coins to a pound or whatever.
Yep,
So,
you got it right there, Evan. Cool.
Okay.
Okay. Shay
I
said that
propose
you
to
had
keep
wanted
moving
to,
on.
you'd wanted to track a little bit, right? See if
Yeah.
you could find where that goblin ran off to.
So what's the strategy with that? Are we going to follow the goblin, or are we going to continue down the?
I said we continue down the path. Like we have a job to do anyway. They're getting paid
The
for it.
strategy is that the wagon continues along the path, but I also continue outriding as I would and tracking as well to make sure that he's not amassing another ambush or gathering more friends to do something of that nature.
I like
Yeah,
it.
I like that idea. We
Makes
continue moving
sense.
on,
Makes
but you
sense.
continue to scout and look forward. That's a good idea.
All right. Why don't you make me a survival check to track?
That's with advantage.
Sure. Boom.
There you
22.
go.
Boom.
There you go.
In his panic to flee, this goblin has left a clear path that travels down a fairly well-trodden trail. It leads directly to the north. Tracks clear as day.
Okay, so he's traveling away from our destination then. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's running due north away from the road. What's the game? What's the play here?
How about me and the orc dude try to push the tree out of the way?
I
Okay.
think, yeah, I mean, I guess we can all try and brute force it out of the way. I was going to
Yeah,
say we could
he said
probably.
it was like decaying and it's old, so it can't be like it's not like it just fell.
Sure.
Is
I mean,
there?
if
Now
Can we do a
saturated
perception check
green.
to see if there's an easier way around the?
Yeah, you could lead. You don't even need to make a check. You could lead the cart off road. It's just going to take more time. You're going to have to work with the oxen. This
I don't-
is
I-
clearly
Using
part.
the oxen to
I
pull
don't trust the
pull the trunk
oxen.
out of the way.
That's the smart move, actually, right?
Yeah.
you can give it a whirl. My animal handling is great. How about Paynar? Is
We got a druid. He should be able to get the oxen to do their job.
hopefully.
So
Paladin away from him.
Yep.
yeah, don't touch the. Don't even
Or
come.
actually,
Don't even smell the
Put the
animal.
paladin in red and put him on the other side of the trunk.
I'll drive the cart and do what you guys will with the animals.
Well, so here's what we're thinking there, Paynar. We kind of need to coerce the oxen into moving the tree trunk for us, but I'm
we
not.
can just try moving it first. No harm
Yeah,
in trying.
I'm with that myself. That 3 people who are reasonably strong could probably maneuver a rotting tree out of the way, at least enough to get the cart around it. It's worth a shot
Okay.
rather than risk losing our oxen.
Yeah,
While
that's.
the
I mean,
while the 5 of you push this tree, you're able to do it. It just takes a little bit of effort.
Yep.
You do that well. Shankudo travels north along the trail track goblin. But Shay, as soon as how far do you follow before?
What's my pace for, say, how many? Can I make 2 miles in? Well, let's see. I'm faster than average. Figure average cross country would be probably.
You're probably making about
6 miles an hour.
You're
Well,
probably
a
making
little bit
about
less.
4 to 5 miles an hour, where the average person makes 3.
Okay. So I figure I could probably go about 2 miles north before I need to worry about turning back around to make sure that they don't get too far ahead of me.
Okay. As you follow this,
If the trail goes that far.
yep, as you follow this trail north, you after traveling for probably about 10 to 15 minutes, you come across a snare trap hidden on the path. As you're walking forward, you see the rope that's tied down, hurriedly covered, and clearly of goblin make. This is a classic goblin trap. As you walk forward, you can see it clear as day. As you mess with that, you just keep going.
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow my pace and use stealth to make sure that there is no ambush here or no lairs or anything.
Okay.
This could be where he went to
Um,
hole up.
As you
Obviously,
continue,
if there's a trap, there's a reason there's a trap. Something might be nearby.
okay. As you can continue along the path, the goblin tracks, you can continue to follow them, but they become washed out in the tracks of other goblins. It's clear to you that this area is frequented. You continue to follow the most fresh pair, and as you continue north for maybe another mile or so, you come across a you're walking down the path, and just as you're about to step down, you draw your foot back as your instincts tell you that pile of leaves is not just a pile of leaves. Brushing some of the leaves aside with your foot, you can see that there is a thinly veiled pitfall that's been covered by branches and sticks.
Okay, how far along the trail is this?
You've moved probably about a mile in total away
About a mile in total. And how far was this from the other trap?
About 10 minutes journey.
Okay, so they spaced their traps out. Interesting.
Um,
Does that seem goblin-like to me? That seems like, I mean, I understand they're treacherous little bastards, but that seems pretty well thought out for a race that's not necessarily known for their brain power.
Yeah, there's obviously
make,
gonna
me,
be like a goblin boss or something.
make me an intelligence check. You can take advantage on it just to see what you know about goblins. There you go. Goblins they're tricky, and they use traps to, they know that they're the small guy in the world, and so they try to get every leg up they can. That
Right.
said, they're usually a little chaotic, and they're not so methodical. This stands out to you as a little bit unusual. There's probably something more intelligent that's assisting them with defense. That's what this reads to you as, some sort of defense perimeter.
Okay.
As you continue, you notably find in the tracks distinctive drag marks that have been shown here and there. They're fairly fresh, and something has clearly been dragged this way within the last day or so.
Can I tell the size of the item being dragged?
Yeah, it looks to be fairly heavy. If it's an item, it's probably a barrel. If it's a creature, it's probably humanoid. Headed up this way.
Okay. Anything distinguishing about it, like maybe heel marks that have been dragged, or
As you look closer, you do find recesses in certain parts of the mud where water has filled. That
Okay.
indicates heel marks where
okay,
it stopped.
like heels, but not hooves or something like that. It's not like they drag back
Right.
an animal they killed.
Right. A distinctive boot mark you find as that crosses your mind.
Okay.
Back at the cart, you guys have moved the tree out of the way. It took you a little bit, but you did it.
Perfect. Hard day's effort.
Yep. You've got an ox that's broken free of its yoke, so I don't know how you're going to handle that situation.
How damaged is it?
I mean, I have some blacksmithing tools and blacksmithing experience, but I'm not sure if that's what this situation calls for, not understanding the yoke totally.
I would say that you probably have some sort of hammer and nails at the very least.
I have a blacksmithing kit with me, yes. I have any.
Yeah, like any like experience with anything like building.
You might be able to cobble something together if you took some time.
Mhm.
It's not something you're gonna turn around and sell, but it might get the job done if you wanted to try.
Sure.
Or somebody else has an idea.
Yeah, unless someone else has another idea.
The only thing I really have is rope to kind of. That's why I was wondering how damaged it is. Like, I also have Smith's tools, so like if your kit wasn't enough, we could work together. Actually, why don't I assist you anyway, so you can get advantage?
There you go.
Yeah.
Evan, make a smithing check. So you're
Wood
gonna go to
and
your
nails.
go down to your smithing
Wood,
tools
rope, and
and
nails.
click it.
That's pretty much all a yoke is anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, look at that.
There you go. In the hour or so that Shankudo has been gone, you guys have managed to move the tree and shod the yoke back together with bits of metal and smithing tools and rope. And honestly, as you dust your hands off and step back, it looks pretty good. It looks serviceable. Cool. Shankudo, as you continued on the trail, did you want to go back and find your group, or were you going to continue on ahead?
How far have I gone now?
A mile.
A mile in total?
A mile and a half. I'm docking you a little bit of speed because you're tracking.
Understood.
Investigating.
My goal was, I was thinking I could go 2 miles was my original thought, and then make it back.
Okay.
So I'll push on for a little bit more, especially now that I've seen that there's something unusual about what's going on here.
All right. As you as you continue further north, you come across a stream that runs through the forest. As you walk along the stream, following it as the trail does, it leads to a set of cliffs that lead up to probably a hill or some sort of plateau. The stream feeds out of a small natural cave, and as you sit probably about 600 feet back from the mouth of the cave, even from here, you can see the comings and goings of goblin footprints and tracks leading in and out of the cave.
Okay. I'm gonna make a rough map
Okay.
with on a sheet of parchment
Mhm.
of the trail, where the pitfall was, where the other trap was, all the way up to the stream, and where this lair is, and make note of it, and then I will start heading back to the wagon.
Okay. You make it back as they finish, their rest, moving the trees, gathering their items, picking over what they need to, and reassessing the ox. You guys are all back together.
Yay!
It seems that we're ready to journey on. What'd you find, she?
Most interesting. These goblins are not your average goblins. They are operating with a level of intelligence and sophistication I'm not familiar with. They have a lair approximately, what did I say, or less than 2 miles?
2 and change miles north, yeah.
Slightly over 2 miles north, there's a stream with a cliff and a plateau or hilltop that rises. There's a cave that they seem to be coming in and out of, but they had 2 traps along the trail that were, well, although not unusual, they were a significant distance from the lair itself, which it's pretty unusual.
Do you suppose there's like an intelligent being in charge of them?
One can only speculate what's going on. I would say they have some type of leader that is guiding them to make these defensive choices.
Casey, is there any way that we can get? Oh, are we getting the world map up? Is that maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops, I pulled you to the wrong screen. My apologies.
So while she is explaining himself, I don't know who in our party has the map, but I've asked them to pull it out so
That
that
it was
we
me.
kind of make sense
Laura
of
does.
how immediate the threat is with us getting from where we are to at least our rest stop of Phandelver.
So were we roughly attacked like right around here, this area?
You guys are here.
Okay.
Phandelver is probably another day to a day and a half away.
It's south though, isn't it?
Yeah.
We have to travel along this road and then head south.
Oh, so we're actually going to do northeast then south.
Correct. So
how far is the lair off the trail we need to take then?
It's just 2 miles of where I've written.
So 2 miles directly north, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine. So no, we're not in any greater danger heading along the trail than we already were at the ambush spot.
I have to test something real quick.
Sure. So my opinion of this is that we maintain our current
You got it?
path to Phandelver, knowing that Gundren is expecting us to bring these goods there, and we make a note on our map that we should revisit this spot, or at least let the local rangers or sheriffs or whatever the law of this area. I mean, Neverwinter's a big enough area where you could potentially have people dispatched from there. Whether they will deal with a small band of goblins, it's hard to tell. But
Well, who
this
knows
is
if they actually captured what's his name himself, and there won't be a sale, so we take the cart there and be like for nothing. Rock Winter, whatever his name is.
Just a
fair point.
interject. Neverwinter is 50 miles to the north.
Okay, so there's no way that they would ever send
Is
their
there,
guard.
is there
Oh,
a
they
reward?
may.
Is there a reward for goblin ears around here?
You're not aware of it because you haven't actually come
That's
across
not
this.
unusual.
Right.
Usually there's some kind of a reward for killing goblins.
Yeah, you haven't
Well, you'd
been
think if
made
they're like,
aware of any, but that doesn't mean that they don't exist, right?
Okay,
Uh,
well, take the ears anyway.
well, it's my
So
understanding like if they have like a giant trap right over and it's right between the main road to this town, Phandelver, it's probably like a trading town. Probably gonna be angry about it, and if you say, "Hey, we killed all the goblins that were annoying your merchants and stuff," they're probably gonna be happy.
you're not wrong. And your point that they may have potentially kidnapped Gundren is certainly possible. He is
I would think we need to go to Phandelver first and figure that out.
yeah, he's certainly a notable
Right.
person, but he did have a bodyguard with him, and they certainly seemed capable enough of escape at the very least.
Our mission right now is to get this cart to Phandelver. We will proceed from there.
That is
Okay.
correct. Yeah, let's
Yep.
do this.
Agreed.
Let's just continue on.
I'm with it.
All right, having cleared the path
Here, here.
and resecured your oxen, the
And
cart
collect a
moves.
small amount of goblin treasures.
Yes, small
And-
goblin
and
treasures
ears.
have been taken. And ears.
They make
Yes.
beautiful
Are you
necklaces.
taking 2 ears from every goblin, or are you guys going to be just 1 ear?
We're taking as
Well, I'm
many
not-
ears as we can.
I'm not collecting any ears. I'm collecting bits of goblin treasure.
I'm
Yeah, this might be
10
this may be a
ears.
war crime. I'm not sure.
What is the standard? Well, be that as it may, I'm not beholden to any Geneva Convention.
10 goblin ears are acquired by Shay, who has dispensed all this information regarding the cave to the north while hacking off goblin ears in front of
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. You know
you.
that.
Very matter-of-factly. And I feel comfortable speaking up for Dave because I've played with him before and I know how he would do that. All right, as you guys continue along the roads, the sun begins to set on yet another day as you're on the Tribor Trail. You come to Crossroads just as darkness starts to set on. The town of Phandelver is about a day south of you. What do you want to do?
Can we find a decent place? Well, me find a decent place for us to camp before darkness sets in.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's also part of my job, I would assume.
Guys, is that music too loud for everyone? I know Tyler said he could, so I just want to make sure.
I don't even hear music.
Very quiet, but it's still.
On it doesn't move.
Okay. Just make sure that you're still set to receive music from. That's all. Okay. So, go ahead and make me a survival check to see if you can find a defensible place to set up the wagon, the oxen, and the party for them.
Okay.
Okay.
Survival.
You're in your favored terrain, which is forested area, right?
Advantage yet.
So, as you find a small outcropping of trees and stones in this mostly rolling hills area, you're able to come up with a fairly defensible position. Putting the cart on the outside of the camp, the oxen against a hill, like a sheer cliffside almost, that leads up to a hill. You're able to find a decent place to bed down for.
Also, with, as we discussed earlier, an elevated position for me to put my hammock and set up my watch post.
Okay.
Does this count as a long rest?
Yes, this will be a long rest once you wake up tomorrow.
Right there.
So
Does that allow healing?
yes, if you do a long rest, it will.
Okay.
Morose, why don't you describe to us what it looks like as you bed down for the evening in camp?
Oh, me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't ready for that.
Mr. Moist Hoof.
Mr. Moist Hoof. Well, I'm fairly well rested from earlier. I'm probably just going to sit by the fire here and take in the day's events. Again, I'm very meticulous. I'm probably trying to mentally prepare for what tomorrow might bring as we head into Phandelver.
Okay. Shay, you had described. Why don't you tell the rest of the party what you setting up your camp for the night looks like?
Okay. When I set up camp, typically I will have a elevated position in a tree where I will put a almost like a it's a hammock, but if you were to see it, it would kind of look like something like a sleeping bag with a net covering it, but with kind of fine ropes at the end that would allow me to attach it. So it's like an elevated sleeping platform that I will go on board my watch.
Cool. Thaniel, as you bed down for the night, recovering from your oxen injuries, what does it look like? What's your ritual bed?
So I'm gonna take off my armor. I'm probably going to pray to my god Torm about thanking him for saving me from the oxen, because that would have been a pretty bad way to die. I kind of reflect on the day. I started out upset I wasn't allowed to go into battle. Then, I was screaming on top of a thing. Then I was trying to calm down oxen, but they didn't listen very well. So yeah, I guess it was a pretty good day. I pray, then I finally turned in at the end of the night.
Cool. Very cool. Paynar. Tell me what your night looks like.
To look around for different types of herbs and leaves and stuff like that, and mess around with my mortar and pistol, and write down what the effects of them are.
Perfect. While you're looking around,
Pretties.
you find a sprig of mistletoe with 3 berries on it.
Ooh.
Well, that's holy shit for you.
I'm pretty sure that's poisonous, but I don't know.
And finally, Barney.
Barney will probably stay with the cart and unfurl his bedroll and put his satchel of goods back with the rest of all of the stuff. And is the bench large enough that you could feasibly have a 5'11" person lay down?
Yes, it is. It's exactly 5 foot. It's exactly 5'11".
It's
Wow.
made with rough-hewn lumber that is exactly the height of my character. How perfect! Yeah, so I imagine that we've probably taken the oxen off of the cart.
Yes.
That's
So they can
normally
graze.
how you would treat animals.
Yeah,
Yep.
you would unhitch them and
Yeah.
you would hitch them back up at the start of the day.
I'm unfortunately going to sleep on the cart bench in my bedroll.
Very good.
With your pony keg of Duff beer.
Yes. Yep.
The night passes without incident. As you all get up the next day and prepare yourselves for the journey ahead, we're going to mark off trail rations. Everybody regains their hit points back to maximum and recovers all of their class abilities, including spells. I believe Pinar is the only divine spellcaster we have right now, so go ahead and repick spells if you want to, Tyler. And as
So-
the... Sorry?
To the moment, we should be down to 6 rations because we've been traveling for a number of days minus the first day's travel. Basically,
You guys
where
are
we would have
beginning
eaten
your...
before we left, or
Yeah, you're beginning your 1, 2, 3, 5. Beginning your 5th day of travel.
So down to 6 rations.
Yep.
Okay.
Do we add our XP that we got from the?
Yep, I'll get all that at the end of the session.
Yeah, we all just get 50 XP because we've killed 5 goblins and there's 5 of us.
How about foraging, Casey?
Did you want to forage? It's going to take a little bit of time.
That's my question. Is that I know that I only need to do whatever 4 hours of
yeah, you only
regular-
need. Yeah, you can do some light foraging. Because
I want to see if that's if I can do
Yeah,
something like that and put
give
it
me
towards
a
a party
survival.
a party ration that we can just leave in the wagon, berries or whatever.
Yeah, give me a survival check.
Okay.
After the rest? Because if so, I would like to join.
Yeah, so I would assume that Shay probably has the higher survival check, so you'll give her advantage. Him advantage, sorry. I keep saying she and thinking female. Um,
19.
so
Actually, that's part of my ability anyway.
yeah, you just find food, right? So Shiankudo and Paynar both get up and start to forage. You manage to find a couple of nice young rabbits that you take easily on the bow. And on the walk back, you find some wild onions growing. You come back with the fixins for what could be a nice stew if you sat down and took the time. Yeah. So as the rest of the party wakes up, the elves have come back with the bounty of the forest. The day passes without much to do. You ride along the trail. It becomes a little bit more obvious as the day wears on, and about 2 hours before sunset, you arrive. You arrive around a corner. You turn a bend in a hill, and before you emerges a wooded hillside that affords you your first glimpse of Phandelver. The town consists of anywhere from 40 to 50 simple log buildings. Some of them are built on top of old fieldstone foundations. However, most are set right into the ground with the logs. In the middle of the town are spattered old ruins made of crumbling stone. Most of them covered in ivy and briars. The difference is very stark as you see the new houses and shops next to these old ancient structures. Most of the newer building are set on one side of the cart track that widens into a muddy main street. And the main street continues ahead to a ruined manor house on a hillside. As you approach the city, you see children playing on the town green and town folks tending to their chores, running errands, this and that, trying to finish up what they can before night sets in again. As you come in, many people look up as you approach. but quickly return to their business as you go by. You get the sense that visitors are unusual but not unheard of in this place. Welcome to the town of Phandelver.
Wonderful.
Cool.
Where are you guys headed?
So, you say there's people milling about. The first townsfolk I see that appears to not strictly look away from us, I just give them the wave, the hailing wave of good day. We're looking for Barthens. Could you direct us?
As you wave a rather portly woman who's tending to chores on a porch looks up and stops sweeping. She gives you a big smile and says, "Oh, how are you now?
Oh boy.
Are you looking for Barthens, are you?"
Yes, ma'am.
Um, she points just across the street to a relatively innocuous-looking squat building. On the front is a easy-to-miss blue sign. Painted in green letters is Barthen's Provisions. She says, "Oh, Barthen's is right over there. Are you bringing him some sort of supplies? You traveling merchants?"
You
You
could
could
say
say
so,
that.
yeah.
Well, I'll be excited. We don't get a lot of trade out this way. We're pretty far removed, but I'll be
Moreau,
sure to browse your wares.
are you still in the front seat with me?
I assume so. Yes.
I give you a nudge and whisper, "Hey, throw her a copper for giving us the directions, even though we probably could have looked across the street."
I'm not giving her a copper.
I ain't giving her a copper.
I'll give her a copper.
Okay, so after I say that,
No.
I'm gonna try and sleight of hand a copper out of Rose's bag.
All right.
Moist tooth penny pincher.
So Morose, you're gonna make a perception check. Barney, you're gonna make a sleight of hand check. Let's see how this goes.
Oh boy.
You said perception.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone.
First good roll of the night.
It's the only one that matters.
That actually matters.
And no sooner than you say absolutely not, it's in her hands. And I give her a polite wink and a nod and say, "Have a mighty fine grift."
I don't know what that means. Did you just rip me off? You gave me.
Well,
She looks incredibly confused by the word grift.
Yep.
But continues to her work. As your cart pulls up in front of the small squat shop, a man comes out. Bear with me here just 1 second, guys. A man comes out. He has a short, unkempt beard. He's pretty tall, probably around 6'1", 6'2", and he's almost as thick as he is tall. The man's clearly well muscled, and although in the latter half of life, could probably still take care of himself. Push him to shove. He steps forward and he says, "Ho there, travelers."
Good day. I take you the Barthen.
It's me.
Perfect.
Might I understand that you're delivering the supplies from
Yes,
Neverwinter?
Yes, that would be correct. Is Gundren around? He said he'd be riding ahead.
Gundren? Nope. I've not seen him since he left Phandalin near 2 weeks ago.
Ooh, this
I
is
knew it. I knew it. I
this is
knew
quite
it.
the worrisome
My understanding
Problem.
is he would be arriving with the supplies in tow.
Well, we'll spare you the details, but we need to execute this deal and make haste to perhaps correct a problem on the road.
Dun dun dun. And at that we are going to put a cork in session 1 there, folks.
Alright.
Cool. So for experience points. Goblin, what you worth, buddy? You guys are looking at 300 experience points. It's going to be split 5 ways, so good luck with that math.
That's 60.
You're not very good with ox, but you're good with numbers.
I am.
One of us is.
That math homework's paying off.
Yeah.
Very good. Cool. Well, I hope everybody had fun. Thanks for setting the time out for us tonight. And we'll be back next Monday, right? That works with everyone?
Yep, so
Yep.
far.
Fine with me. Don't have anywhere to be.
Yep, we'll be doing Monday at the same time. Again, I think Casey's idea of kind of getting there 10 minutes early, 15 minutes early, just to make sure we don't have any technical issues.
Yep. Perfect. Well, thank you everyone who played. Thank you for everyone who watched. I hope you all had fun. And we'll talk to you later.
Alright, bye, y'all.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Good night.
Good time.